Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hobby Night. Hi. It's been a while. I'm Angela, for those of you that are new.
It's been like 10 days.
I know, but it feels to me like it's been a gosh darn year. Like, I'm not kidding. I feel so just off my game when it comes to streaming and YouTube and all that kind of stuff because my brain has just been hyper focused on packing and moving for like the last 2 weeks. Hello to everybody in chat. I see that there are a ton of you. Gordon, Trenchahollis, Stanley's Toy Channel, Captain Ginyu, Havman, Nemeth, Slink, W Hunt. Hello to all of you, and to everybody who is lurking, hello to you as well. I figured today would end up being pretty casual. I was gonna talk a little bit about the move, catch up with you guys, see what projects you were working on, and then maybe if we find we run out of things to talk about or something like that, we can throw up some Magic Arena or something and play a few video games. But I really just wanted to honestly get back into streaming. We're not fully set up. As you can see behind me, there are like literally boxes still. However, I actually feel very settled already in this new space, which is kind of bonkers because when we moved to our old place that we just left, I really felt like it took a while to really get into a groove. Whereas this time, like, and I think that's partially just because like we're both work from home, focused fully on Hobby Night, you know? And so yeah, we also hired movers this time, but also because we had a better idea when we came to this new place, which I love, we'll talk about that, what we want to do with it based off of the content we create. And so it was just because of that and the fact that we actually hired movers, because the last time we moved, we did it all ourselves, and we hilariously thought about trying to do that again this time, and then realized we have way too much furniture. Like, we have way too much furniture to be able to move ourselves. We would have died, both physically and emotionally, I believe. So we ended up, and spiritually, it would have been a whole complete death. Hello, Mr. J, Grumpy Dragon. Hello. The move actually, all things considered, went extremely smoothly. I think that was mostly just because we did hire movers. They were like less than 9 hours it took, and that's impressive to me because we had a lot of stuff. It required 2 trucks. But it's done now, and everything is here. We've turned over our keys to the old place, so like this is it. This is where we are, and I'm really liking it. It's a little bit warmer outside of the building where we're living now than where we used to live, but we're also in a heat wave right now, so it's not like, I'm hoping it won't end up being like as bad as it feels kind of like it is right now in regards to the transition. So I'm really excited. Like, we have 2 more rooms than we did minimum, and then you remember how back at our old place, you guys, we had the mezzanine, and we set that up sort of as a wargaming area. Well, it was so away from everything else in the house that we actually ended up not using it very often. We ended up just wargaming on the Hobby Night table, which was down in the living room, which you guys have seen plenty of, and you'll see plenty of again, I'm sure in the future when we start making more regular video content. But like, we never used that space very much, and now I feel like even though we still have an upstairs, it's like a full upstairs. That's where we are right now, actually. The office is in the upstairs area, and I love it. It's so much larger than the office that we had before. Like, I can go like pretty.
Keep the headphones up and like show.
Yeah, let me show you a little bit. And we can
You can move the camera around.
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
Okay. Yeah, but like, it's got so much more space, which is great. And we have the old hobby desk in here, so we will be doing some hobby.
I don't know if she can actually hear if they can hear you.
I think they should be able to. Can you guys hear me when I'm away from the microphone? I'm trying to like be loud.
Okay, walk away and I'll keep an eye on the.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set it right there, and then like, I feel like I'm still loud enough that I'm still literally going yellow sometimes if I really shout. Ah! But yeah, I think hopefully they can hear me. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys.
I can hook up with also another mic if you need.
You can just hear me. Okay, well, I'll be a little closer then. Actually, I can do.
She just broke her mouse.
I just popped the side off.
And the batteries and...
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Can you guys hear me now if I have it here? Is that a little bit better? That way I can still stand back here and kind of showcase a little bit.
Apparently, but yeah, they can hear you.
Okay, good. Alright, well I'll stand right here. I won't get too far away. That way I can still talk to you guys and speak a little bit further back. But as you can see, like so much more space. We have the hobby table over here. We will be getting back to some hobby streaming in the future. But we also have like all of our books, all the RPGs in here, and there's still walking rooms. Like that's the amazing thing. And because this is so much larger, in the future on the gaming channel, I might end up doing some like Beat Saber workouts over there, maybe some like VR, because we'll actually have the space to do that. And I think that'll be really, really cool. Like I'm really looking forward to just having more space. And gosh, it's been so nice, you guys. It's been so nice.
Right?
Hello, hello, hello.
There you go.
There we go. Now I have a little bit more. But yeah, so like I'm super pumped for just the space, everything that has like potential, and you can see like I can see one other room. Have a separate room for some of the spicier things that I do, and then also you can kind of see the little crevasse of it on the other side. It's that one right there. That room is the Lego room. Like, we actually have a legit space to not only build Lego, but also display the Lego. I mean, there's gonna be Lego display gosh darn everywhere. But
it's fixed now.
Yeah, it should be fixed now.
And they're delayed a little.
Yeah, don't worry. But yeah, so I'm really excited for it. Like, it's just so good. Yeah, no, it should be back on. We switched where the cord was plugged in so that I had a little bit more cord room. Why don't the headphones have batteries? Because it's a cabled one, not a Bluetooth one. That's why. But yeah, so like I'm so excited about the space. I'm excited to get back into actual like hobby content. I am excited to just do a lot of things around here. We're actually near some like farms, which is I grew up around, and so I'm excited. And it's a lot of like berry picking, which I love. I love strawberries, so I'm really, really excited about being able to do that. Apparently there's also peaches around here, which I'm very curious to try. So as somebody who went to school in Georgia, which is like the home of the peach, I've had some really good off the tree peaches. So I'm very excited to compare and contrast the luscious peach. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, if you guys don't mind, I need to whinge really badly to somebody that's not just Chaos Cultist about the like absolute bullshit that we went through with the Homeowners Association. So we don't own this house, and we didn't own the condo we used to live in. But the Homeowners Association, for the location where the condo was, of the that our landlord was trying to sell, has very specific rules about move in and move out. Okay, you have to pay these idiots $350 for them to put up some gosh darn like padding in the elevator because heaven forbid professional movers don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm sorry, it was insulting. I was insulted on behalf of the movers that I hired, and the movers didn't give a shit. They were like, whatever, we deal with this all the time. But I was insulted on the behalf of my movers because I'm like, they're pros. They're not gonna just haphazardly slam shit into your elevator, you paranoid people, and like ruin things. Like, it was fine. Also, so we had to pay that, which ended up being an entire ordeal in itself because we, as not homeowners, did not have access to the portal in which you had to go to pay online this fee. So I had to contact my landlord. He ended up paying it, but my landlord was a terrible person, okay? And he did not tell my neighbor that we had paid our fee. Why my neighbor needed to know that we had paid our fee, I have no idea. Because as far as I am aware, this woman is not on the board. She doesn't like run the HOA. She must be. She has to be. Because she kept going at me about this stupid fee, which I had paid. And like
the move out fee.
The move out fee, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. So we paid it. But she confronts us. She's like, "Did you pay it?" And I'm like, "Yes." Well, why aren't they? While we're moving, like while the movers are literally there moving things in and out, and I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I told them when our start time was, the office, and they never sent anybody." And then I get a text from the office being like, "Have they started?" I'm like, "Yeah, they started at 8 a.m. like I told you when I paid the fee." And so then no one they finally showed up by I think 11 a.m. to put up these stupid what's HOA? HOA is Homeowners Association. It's a nonsense thing in the US. I don't know if Europe or other locations have it, other countries have it. Great Britain does. Okay, so some other places have it, but it's Homeowners Association. It's basically a bunch of homeowners get together and whinge at each other and cost each other fees. That's really the impression I get.
In American suburban neighborhoods and in condo complexes, the owners of the buildings are allowed to come together to set rules for the neighborhood. Things like, you're not allowed to have pink flamingos.
You can't paint your house a certain color. It has to be between these colors, etc.
Yeah, because the Homeowners Association hasn't approved your house to be painted, that sort of. Yeah, it's certainly.
Oh, apparently, no, they don't have them in the UK.
Oh, I thought they did. I thought there was some equivalent to it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's ridiculous. It's basically just a way for fees to be charged to new people moving into the neighborhood is really my personal feelings on it. Canadians also have it. I'm so sorry, you guys. It sucks. It's stupid. So we had this whole ordeal with my neighbor confronting me multiple times. And then we accidentally had an Amazon package delivered to the old location after we had turned in our keys. So my neighbor contacted me and I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll stop by tomorrow to get it. I'm going to be out at the spa day anyway, so I'll be in that area and I'll swing by." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's awesome." And then so I go and I pick up this package and she just starts complaining to me about how my landlord had failed to inform her that we had paid the fee, and that if he had done that, she wouldn't have had to confront us. And when they confronted us, by the way, it was the woman, I'm sorry, I am upset by this. It was the woman, it was her husband, and for some reason, their college-age son. And they were all like, "Did you pay the fee?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ, yes. Get off my back, lady. No, I did not. But it was just so silly. And I am glad to be away from that because when we moved here, it was so much simpler. We didn't have to pay any move-in fees or hopefully not any move-out fees. My landlord is a delight. I really, really like her. Also, when we toured this place, she still had all of her stuff in here, right? And I loved her aesthetic. She had a very modern but slightly goth-leaning vibe in regards to her art and home decor. I mean, you can kind of tell. So this the house that we're living in now, apparently when they bought it originally, it was carpeted. They ripped up all of the carpet. I think we have one room that has carpet in it. And you want to know what it is? It's the closet stairwell. It's the closet under the stairwell. So we have this massive, storage area, which is where currently all of the Warhammer kits that are unopened are living. And that is the only place I can think of that we have carpet.
We own
a lot of Warhammer and board games. Did you know that?
We own
If we
and
got
Lego and Lego.
if we got rid of if we didn't have those three things, we would have like a van's worth of stuff outside of furniture.
Yeah, that's very true. That's actually very true. But we have so much. I mean, yeah, no, Karen's will Karen. It was just so. I've worked retail, so I have experienced some Karens before, but like this was another level of Karen because I've never dealt with HOA Karens before. And it just pissed me off so much. Like I was livid because I was so excited. I was like, wow, this move's going super well. And I'm really excited to get to the new place. And we're going to transfer the cats afterwards. And it's going to be great. And then they like confronted us. And I was like, please, get out of my face before I punch you. But it ended up being fine.
Talk about how racist the WhatsApp group.
Oh, I actually didn't look specifically. Were they being extremely, like, towards our movers?
No, just in general all the time.
Oh, yeah. They were always super suspicious. So, the HOA we're talking about, where we used to live before, they all had, they used WhatsApp as a community, like, watch thing, and they were the most paranoid, suspicious mofos I've ever seen. Like, any, like, local who walked through. It didn't matter if they were professionals doing obvious work, like, or Amazon delivery drivers in obvious Amazon delivery, like, gear, or occasionally, because we did have some homeless people wander by, sure, we had some homelessness, a little bit that would walk through occasionally, because we were near to the highway. But these people assumed every single person who was walking by was homeless. And like,
I mean, they were scared of you.
They were terrified. Like, I'm sorry, I'm stuck on my dress. They were terrified of Chaos Cultist and I, because we lived in a predominantly Asian area, which was fine. Like, I had no problem with. But like, they were all so freaked out every time by the goth white people, because like, and this included when I would go to the gym, because my gym workout clothes are still relatively goth. Like, I even have a gym top, and you guys have probably seen it if you follow my Instagram stories, because I used to post about, like, my gym, because I miss my gym a little bit, although I do have some, like, gym equipment out in our park, which is weird. I'll talk about that in a little bit in the new area, but, like, I do miss the gym a little, because I would go there very often, and I have a gym, like, bra top that says Unholy on it. Pretty standard, basic. It's from Blackcraft Cult, if you're familiar with that brand. And like, hello IDC, welcome. So I used to wear that to the gym all the time because I liked it and it was great. And it still fit my aesthetic. They were so freaked out by it. Like, oh my God, all of these like little Asian like families that would like be going to the gym, and like these older people, because it was a much older community. And so I don't know if they had never seen a goth chick before or what, but like, yeah, they were just so paranoid. And it was really like frustrating. They were also gossiped all of the gosh darn time. Like all of the time on that WhatsApp app. I had to mute it. And because they were so frequent with how much they were just paranoid and gossiping about stuff that was really irrelevant. Like yard work, like people putting new plants in or whatever, or like what was happening with like a building down the road. Like they just got like, it was so dumb. And then like the only time it was actually useful is when mail got misdelivered to the wrong building. That is the only time I ever used that WhatsApp chat with these people, because like otherwise it was just kind of toxic, or at least like anxiety inducing because of how paranoid they all were. Like, and I didn't get it either, because like it was an incredibly safe neighborhood. Like genuinely, like I never saw any of the incidences that they claim to have witnessed happening. Like everybody started getting like personal private house like camera setups, like security systems and stuff, which then had to be approved by the HOA, and like our building got in trouble for installing cameras.
That's why I'm like, I can't imagine that she was the president
That's exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't understand why my neighbor was being such a Karen about it. Because, okay, let me give you context. So, speaking of these security cameras, when we first moved in, very shortly after we moved in, Havman, thank you for the 7 months being a member. That is awesome. Thank you so, so much. You said very warranted venting. Glad to hear that you, I'm gladly here for you to vent. I'm very good at listening. Well, thank you so much. And I'm really glad that you guys are honestly just letting me get this out because like I have needed to talk about this for like 2 weeks, or at least a week. Cause yeah, it's like tomorrow will be have been a week from our move. And it was just bonkers because like, so she set up these security cameras shortly after we moved in because we actually did have 2 scooters and a drill stolen out of our garage when we first moved in, which I do kind of take blame for because I had accidentally left our garage open. Like not the outside door, but when you go into the lobby where we used to live, there was all of the garage doors for the various units in that building and everything. And so I had just forgotten we were new there and I wasn't really thinking about it. And honestly, I frankly thought it was a little bit more secure. However, I left my inside garage door open. And there was construction happening nearby. And I don't actually think it was the construction workers that took the stuff. However, I do think that because they were using our building for electricity and power and were going in and out of the lobby during the day, that somebody might have been able to get in there, found that my door was unlocked, and then like, you know, maybe prop the door open in the evening because the next morning we found the main... Oh, thank you. The main garage door, I'll get that in a second after I'm telling my story. The big outside garage door was then open the next morning and the scooters were gone. That was the only thing that they took. And frankly, they were both broken. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, not completely, like they still function, but the fenders were broken. They need to be replaced. And we hadn't used them in a while, so I don't know how powerful they were anymore. So for all I know, the batteries may have been bad. And also, they didn't have the chargers with them. So good luck charging the damn things. However, that did kind of suck. So they installed security cameras. But then it turns out that she didn't get the security cameras because specifically the neighbor that bitched at me was the one who installed them. And she like coordinated it with everybody else and was like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm just letting you guys know. But she was the one who set it up. And then she got in trouble for setting it up because she never actually went through the HOA and got it approved. And so like, I don't understand why she was so insistent on being informed on whether or not we played this stupid move-out fee. Like, it just... Gah! It's okay, though, because I'm no longer near her. Now I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to go grab my water real quick and call a contractor and have 20 tons of sand delivered to outside her door. She's on the 4th floor. That would be kind of difficult, unfortunately. And my other neighbors were fine. It's just her that was the one that was being like really asinine. I don't get it. I'm gonna grab my water. I still immediately did it because it's still hanging.
Hey, pick it up.
I did, but not enough. Not enough. Yes, I am back to streaming. We're going to try doing that a little bit more. I actually have a tentative schedule set up on my Google Calendar that I need to go over with Chaos Cultist for how I'd like to do streaming going forward, or like the days, etc. It's going to be roughly the same, but more and spread out across the 2 channels because I want to get back to doing streaming here on the main channel with hobby things, and then I of course want to continue the streaming that I had been doing on my new gaming channel doing games because I think that would be really fun. So that is, dude, it was strange and I thought about fighting it, but I just was like, fuck it, I don't care, and then moved on because I was exhausted and I just didn't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. But like, yeah, no, it was really strange. Like I think that because of it is homeowners association, I do think like it's allowed, it's a legal thing to do, but it has to be in my lease.
And also what they got away with was charging us to give the access and control access to the building.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, so basically what we were actually paying for. Oh, I just realized. Hold on, I need to turn the desktop audio back on. There we go. Get you guys some nice lo-fi music. What we were charged for was not so much the like stuff being put up there or them watching the movers. It was to allow the movers access to the building because we didn't own the building. Like no one owns the building, so but like the HOA like associate, I guess, owns the building.
Yeah.
And so like they control who can go in to the lobby and use the elevators. And that's why we had to. And it was just very, very stupid. And I hope I never have to deal with that again because it was dumb. However, the new place has been fantastic. Like, it's cheaper than I was paying, like rent than I was paying before, but with more space and more usable space too. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved where we lived previously, especially the view. And the one main thing that I am like, I guess like the most bummed about in regards to a loss I feel like from the old place is that I don't have a separate tub in my master bath anymore, which is a little bit of a bummer, but honestly, it's a total first world problem, and it's really not that big of a deal. Because I still have a tub that I'm going to be able to use for all my bath bombs that I get from Witch Baby, because I love them. They smell great. They're just really nice. They're very relaxing. So I like getting those bath bombs, and I still want to keep using them. And I still have a tub in the house. It's just not separate like my previous one was, because I'm snooty. But like beyond that, I'm really thrilled by the new space that we have. So we have all the various bedrooms. We have a den, which is where we've set up our wargaming space, and you'll get to see all this when we have less just like boxes sitting around and more things on shelves and everything. You guys will get a full official tour, which will come out on this channel. So don't worry about that. Yes, I do think you're right. I think the HOA is like at this other place was associated with whatever group built. Yeah, the property management. Exactly. I think you're absolutely right, Scott. Yes. So very, very good. Oh, thank you, Havin. I really appreciate that. I am so thrilled. One of the things that we actually did this morning. So one of the things that we did this morning before we got on stream is Chaos Cultist and I went outside early on because it was immediately starting to get hot. Like we are in a heat wave. We are in a heat wave right now. Ain't everybody. And so it's been getting like well over 100 each day by like 10 a.m. So this morning we went out and we actually arranged all of because we had some patio furniture from our old place because we had some outdoor balconies. You guys probably saw that a little bit in some of the tours, like when we first moved in, but I never actually did anything with them because like those balconies were fine, but not super, like they just didn't feel super usable to me. They were really out of the way. So like I just never saw myself going out there very often. But now I have a small backyard, and just before we moved into this place, our landlord was literally in the process of laying out concrete in the backyard because it was just otherwise dirt. And like undone, like nothing was done with it dirt. It was just like raw dirt. And so they laid concrete out, and it was finished just before we moved in and everything, which was great because we were able to move all that patio furniture out there. And we now have like a little grill/griddle out there. Our seating arrangement, which is great. And I want to get a little table to put some like flowers because I want to start actually doing some gardening. And I know some of you in the past you and I have talked about plants. I need to reach out. I specifically know who I need to reach out. I need to reach out to somebody on Instagram and ask him for some advice because he gave me a website at one point and I don't remember at all what it was called, but it basically gave you like what plants are good for your region based off of like your weather. And I want to figure out like what's probably best to get that's easy for somebody who's never really gardened before but is interested in gardening, because I want to not only like have flowers because I love roses. Oh my god, I really hope I can have some rose bushes, or at least like some sort of small rose plant. And then I really actually would love to grow some like peppers, for example, and start like making my own salsas or something because we have so many farms around here. I can get so much fresh produce, like especially fruits. There's so many farmers markets. I haven't been to any of them yet, but oh my goodness. Sorry. I was just getting very excited. But I'm really excited for the farmers markets because I love fresh fruit. Like it's just so good. So very good. Ooh, that's a good point, Red Panda. And we have plenty of succulents around here, and I do know that they survive well in this area. So that's a good idea. I do really like succulents, and they'd be very cute in my window. Ooh, okay, that might be a really good call. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. There is also a little bit of the backyard that is still dirt, so I could put some topsoil down and potentially like, I don't know, grow corn or something back there. I don't know. I don't know. Like actually put a real like mini garden or something. It'll be weird. I'm very excited about it. There's so much potential. We of course do still have AC. Thank goodness, because it's been super warm. Steven, hello. It has been a while. It's been what feels like months. Like I will.
It's been like 9 days.
It's been a while on this channel though. Because we have been mostly streaming during our packing process. We were mostly streaming on the gaming channel because I was just doing casual stuff. And so it's actually been like a month or so at least since we've streamed on Hobby Night. And honestly, it's really good to be back. Anaheim peppers will do well in arid environments. Okay. Good. Yeah, farmers market I'm super pumped for. Like we've seen multiple. There's this one it's like the building is called, I think, the Farmer's Daughters Farmers Market or something like that. And it's constantly hopping on the weekends. So I can't wait to check that out. Tabasco pepper plants, depending on how we get lots of sunlight and a fair amount of heat. So I don't know, are they better with lots of sun and lots of heat, or is that bad for them? Because I do really want to, like, I've started eating spicier foods. I think I'm just getting old and my taste buds are dying, and so I need spice to like kick things up. But like, yeah, I'm really excited. I actually am interested in growing my own tomatoes because there's this sandwich that I used to get when I would go to my spa days, but I've recently canceled my membership because it's like 2 hours away now. And while I love going, it's not worth that drive. Because it was just bonkers. It was too long of a drive yesterday when I did it. Like, it was great. I was really glad that I got to do my final spa day, but I'm not super sad about like not having to do that drive anymore. And so, but one of the things that I would do when I would go to my spa days is I would always go to this one place that does fresh ingredients and they make sandwiches. And they had a chicken and prosciutto sandwich that had fresh tomatoes, like crushed honey glazed almonds, which was delicious, fresh mozzarella, and then like an aioli seasoning or sauce. And it was so good, and I want to try, like, obviously I don't think I'll be able to completely recreate it, but I normally don't like tomatoes. I don't eat a lot of, like, the thing that I eat the most of that will have like tomato sauce on it is pizza. Like, that's the main way that I consume tomato sauces. When I order like pastas, I'm an Alfredo girl. I like my creamy sauces, or I like the what are the ones called when it's like the like pink sauce? It's like Alfredo mixed with red sauce. The vodka sauces. So I like those as well. But I'm not a huge fan of like raw red tomato sauce unless it's like extremely garlicky or very meaty. Like if it's a meat sauce and it's mixed in like with just like a bunch of ground beef, that's fine. But if it's just raw tomato sauce, I'm not a big fan. I don't really like the texture and I don't really like the flavor of it. And I don't even use ketchup that often on things, but I really like the tomatoes in this sandwich. And so I'm hoping that like if I'm just maybe having super fresh tomatoes and just putting it on my sandwiches, maybe I'll be able to do it at home as well, and it should be good. I've never had sun-dried tomatoes. Are they... My concern with that is that, like, I won't like the texture of the seeds when they're dried. But, because I'm a texture eater. Like, that's how I eat things. I really need... You know, which actually reminds me, just speaking of texture eating, you know that cook YouTuber who I can't remember the name of, but we watched his stuff recently? He has a cookbook. I know his is completely about texture and everything, and I want to look into that cookbook because I think it might do well for me. What's his name? Joshua Weissman. So, like, I know he has a cookbook, and I don't remember when it came out because I think it was an older video we were watching, but it was Dave.
Last year.
Okay, so I think he has a book came out last year, and it's all about, like, flavor and texture combo together, because I am that kind of eater, and so is apparently he. But he's also, like, a very good chef. And so I want to pick up that cookbook and see, like, maybe if there's some good recipes in there for me that will also open up my options for textured foods that I may end up liking more, because I want to, like, I agree with you when you said that you don't necessarily need spice to spice things up. Like, I've been trying to just expand my palette, and one of the reasons that I'm really glad about moving to, like, where we have with all the farms and everything is that I'm hoping I can definitely do that a bit easier than I previously did, because there's a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Also, we're near a lot of, like, authentic Mexican places, and I'm actually extremely excited for that. Like, I don't eat authentic Mexican very often. Like, when I was a kid, I really didn't. But as I've gotten older, I've eaten more of it. And I just learned that I like guacamole for the first time. Not like when it's completely mushed up. I need it to be slightly chunky. But I like scooping, like, chunky guacamole with, like, salsa chips or tortilla chips. Oh, it's so good. So good. Name a car for an edit. A car? A Shelby GT. Ooh, growing mint might be really good. That could be fun. Put dried tomatoes in water? Does it resaturate them? That sounds slightly odd. Tomatoes do taste different straight from the vine. Well, they're a little fresher, aren't they? Like, they're like juice and like juicier from my understanding. Because I've had some very fresh tomatoes, and really fresh tomatoes I've never really had a problem with. It's just like when it's in either pasta mushed up, or if it's in, like, kind of crappy salsa, like, and it's just been sitting there. Of course it is. It's a Shelby GT. Like, if there's a person out there who doesn't think a Shelby GT is a good car, I question their taste. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when we came down here to visit this space, Chaos Cultist just reminded me. So we were coming down, we were checking out this location. We hadn't signed the lease or anything. This was the first time we, like, met our new landlords and saw the space. And we were waiting to be able to come over here because we had scheduled, like, the viewing at, like, 11 or something like that, right? Not super relevant, but we had some free time because we got here early because we were paranoid about being late. So we got here early. We were going to go drive around, sort of check out some of the shopping in the area. And I turned into the wrong area because we were going to just, like, check out, like, to see what the Target was like. Because I like to go into big businesses like that and see, like, what their stock levels are like and what kinds of things they're selling, because Target, for example, will sell different things based off of where you are and what the local community requires. And so I wanted to see, like, okay, what are the communities out here going to be like based off of what is being sold in this area. Yes, I am still in the Bay Area. And so we went, and I missed my turn. I went a little too early because I wasn't familiar with the area. And lo and behold, I turned into a classic car show. Now, I did post a little bit about this on my Instagram and a little bit on YouTube community as well, showing off some of the cars that I found. There were some Shelby GTs, which were just wild to see. Two of them, yeah, there were two Shelby GTs. There were a lot of, like, Cadillacs, if I recall correctly, and a lot of lowriders, which was really cool. Not surprising for the area at all. And then I also actually met a guy who I'm hoping to potentially collab with in the future. And he had a Dracula themed truck, and it was amazing. It was so, so cool. It was wild, and I really, really liked it. That is definitely, there are pictures of that on YouTube community and Instagram and Facebook and all my socials. I did share that. It was called, the car is called the Impaler, because it's based on, you know, which Dracula movie is it based off again?
It is based on the Bram Stoker Dracula.
Yes, so the car is designed based on the Bram Stoker Dracula film from the 90s. So if you remember, like, that really wild... Yes, with the Gary Oldman one with the really, like, wild red armor that kind of looks muscly. He had a full on, I think it was a cutout, right? It was a cardboard cutout of it. I almost said it was like the actual. He owns some of the. He owns a copy of the armor. Oh, that's really cool. I missed that. So apparently he owns a copy of the armor, which is just wild. But it was a really sick car, really, really cool. And it was just like. Oh, it was unexpected, but because I've recently been like watching a lot of car YouTube, it was really cool to see. And I think they do it fairly regularly, so I'm hoping to be able to go to more in the future, and take some fun photos with some of the cars in the future. That would be really, really cool. I can imagine that, I didn't think about spearmint tea. That actually sounds really good. I like spearmint a little bit more than I like mint, and so that sounds really appealing. Yeah, no, weren't they awesome? I completely agree. Like, the car show was... Sorry, excuse me. I've, like, coughed directly on that a little bit. I am so sorry for headphone users. But yeah, it was a really, really cool... Like, honestly, there's been a lot of really cool things that I've randomly seen out here. We also do still have a game store, which is great. I'm actually hoping, because I've been getting into Magic and playing Commander, I'm hoping that they have, like, either a Commander night, or that maybe on their Friday night Magics, they just have people playing Commander or whatever. And so, like, I would love to go and play that at my new local game store. So that will be really cool. I haven't found any specific, like, hobby stores, in the same way that, like, we lost Hobbies Unlimited, etc. But I know I'm still actually quite bummed about that. Thankfully, the club that I go to at the store did find a new home, and it's been going well. We've met at the new location a couple times now, and everybody seems to be enjoying it. And I'm hoping to get back into that because I haven't had anything new to bring in because of the move, and it's been a little bit of a bummer. But I'm hoping to be able to, like, if not next month, because it's still, like, the meetings happen relatively early in the month, and I just don't know if I'll have time because my birthday's coming up soon. And that might take a little bit away from things. But I really, really do... Hello, Alex. Welcome. Thank you. I am super excited about the new place. But I am excited to keep going to that, and they have a new home, so that's been working out well for us. I still would love to submit something to their, like, September or November show. If it's in September, I don't know if I'll have time. But if it's in November, I might still be able to do it. Like, this move, like, one of the things that I'm just extremely glad to be done with it and just actually be settled into this new place, right? Is because, and I whinged a little bit about this on my socials because it was genuinely depressing me. But, like, I have not really felt, and Chaos Cultist has felt the same way, basically since April, which is when we found out we were going to have to move. Neither of us have really felt like we could start anything major. Like, I still did a couple of painting tutorials, still managed to get a couple of smaller hobby projects in, between April and when we actually fully started packing things up. But it was such a uninspired point of time for me creatively and hobby-wise, because I knew that I wasn't going, like, I couldn't start anything big or really, like, grand like I had wanted. Like I had plans this year to work on the terrain board, for example. And that like it was something actually that I was going to start in April, with the plans of having the video actually come out in May. But then we found out we had to move. And it's like, well, I'm not going to start this really big project that's going to be a pain in the butt to move.
Also, when we were first told we had to move, we thought we had to move like ASAP.
Yeah, when we were first told that we had to move, the way that the email was worded to us was like, oh yeah, we actually need you out by like May or the end of May at like the latest. Not that we need to be out in July. Like we ended up with way more flexibility in time than we were originally implied, like led to believe. And so we halted all projects basically from that point because we were like, well, we don't know when he's going to find a person to buy it. And we don't know when those people are going to want to move in. And while we do, of course, legally have like at least a month because they can't just like kick you out without... We had 2 months, they couldn't just like kick us out without any notice. We had a 2 month like window, but still we didn't want to start anything because it would just be a pain to move. And we already had a lot of very delicate things to move, like all of our built Lego sets and all of our built miniatures and all of that. So it's just been excruciating, if I'm honest, not being able to feel like I can actually bring an idea that I might have that comes to me and goes, oh, this is really cool, or maybe this is relevant to what's going on like in the hobby culture at the time, etc., and be able to act upon it because of the move. And now I finally feel like we actually have a hobby table set up, so like I could do work like on painting like today if I want. Well, actually, okay, I need to pull the paints out. I haven't found all the paints yet, so I can't quite do that. But like I, in theory, could start very soon getting back into hobby projects, and frankly, I probably will be. And it's just been so relieving, frankly, to be able to have that back. Yeah, it was just so like crazy. You just moved 80 pounds of Lego. I don't know how much ours weight wise accounts to. It's so you can't super see it, but if you like, there's two doors behind where these boxes are in the background, and one of them is in the Lego room, and there are at least 6 or 8 black and yellow tubs from Costco, if you know the ones that I'm talking about, like those big Tupperware ones that are meant for like gardening stuff, I think is where it's normally found. There's 6 or 8 of those full of built Lego. There are at least 3 or 4 clear tubs of built Lego all wrapped as well. And then 2 or 3 large boxes of unbuilt Lego. Let alone multiple tubs of needs to be sorted Lego. Good Lord. You did it without a car? Were you using a bike or something? Like, did you have any kind of vehicle, or were you walking it with like a dolly? Or were you just walking it and carrying it? And if so, damn. That's wild. That is wild. Oh, and to answer your question, yes, I'm definitely turning 21 finally. This birthday is definitely my 21st birthday. Definitely. Finally, it's I can finally drink. It's great. Oh, don't worry. The paints have been shaken. Like, I'm sure they got shook in the move. Oh, no, that sucks. You only had a month? Like, is that legal? I guess maybe if your state, like... Because, like, California is 2 months, thankfully.
Also, if you hadn't lived...
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, and so you didn't go very far. I know there are some casualties, because when I was wrapping some of them, there was, like, one thing in particular I know...
Wait, there's more than one now?
Yeah, there's 2 that I've told you. There's 2 main ones that I know about. It's the top of Avengers Tower, and then I told you when I was packing this as well. You may have forgotten. The Endor display, the one with the trees and the bikes, those trees would not stay together. So like I had to take them apart and like lay them down, so they're in pieces on the display, but it's all together. So those are the only two things that I know definitively did not make it completely intact. But most of the other things, I'm sure like a couple of this is being held on by a single point may have popped off, and I'll be able to put those back on. But I'm hoping that everything.
Not the castle.
Yes, the castle, like a lot of our, like I know the castle and some of those things survived, but I also didn't wrap those we just stuck into boxes and kind of brought over willy-nilly. I don't know, like I'm more concerned, I think, about the ones that the movers took, just because of.
Yeah, because like, you made the boxes so they like this.
They
were carrying them like 90 degrees.
And I think for the most part that actually would be okay. With rare exception. I think like if they were carrying them at 90 degrees from the way that there's gonna be some issues. But there's gonna probably be some concerns.
That'll be its own.
That probably will. Like us unboxing and or dealing with the in pieces like will probably be its own stream, absolutely. I mean, that's very true. And it's one of the reasons that I personally am trying not to take it too bad, especially for some of the buildings, because some of them were mocks anyways, and I may end up readjusting them now that we actually have a Lego room, to be able to fit into that space a little bit more, so like it's not that big of a deal. The main thing is that I wanted to make sure got over okay were the base of Avengers Tower, which I do think is fine because I think that thing is like kind of technicked together a bit more than the top portion was. So I think it's okay. And then like the Ornithopter was another one. No, that one I think is fine. Okay. It was pretty stable, but like it's a long one. And so I was concerned when we were originally packing because I was like, which box am I going to put this in? Because at the time, the boxes we had bought for wrapping the Lego into was definitely not large enough for the Ornithopter. We did eventually get a box that fit it, and I think it's gonna be fine. But like, it's those two were some of the main ones that I was worried about. Like the Monkey Kid stuff, I'm actually not super concerned about because that stuff's super stable. Of all of some of the sets that we had, like Monkey Kid was genuinely some of the sturdiest stuff when it came to construction. It kind of blew my mind. Yeah, I would not want to move a 600-pound lathe or an 800-pound milling machine either. That sounds like it would be awful. Do you have one like in your garage? That's sick. So I do have a actual full 2-car garage now, and a driveway. So I can park my car in my driveway and actually use my garage as my future wood shop / 3D printing area / whatever else I decide to use it for. I'm very excited. I have been wanting to do, like getting into like woodworking and like that kind of thing, like fabrication, I guess, a little bit, for a while. It was actually when we still lived in our first apartment here in the Bay Area. It was something that I had originally scheduled to take a class for, but then because of COVID, it kind of got borked, and so I ended up not doing it and like getting a refund, etc., etc. So I never did too much with it, but I've been watching a lot of like woodworking, like YouTube, and like I have a couple books on it, and I'm sure there's other like more just here's how you do it, specific step-by-step tutorials online as well that I'll probably end up like watching because I want to be able to build mostly my own shelves for all of the weird things that I have to display, like miniatures and models and Lego, etc. Like sometimes the pre-built stuff doesn't always work super well for those displays. So I think that'd be cool. And also for some of my tools, because again, I have a lot of weird tools. And so I think it would be very cool to be able to make my own like shelves and storage for those things and feel satisfied doing that. So I'm very excited. Oh, absolutely. I will be washing my car in the driveway. I do have some plans for that kind of content on my After Dark stuff. So if you're interested in that, you should definitely go and join. We have fun over there. We keep it spicy. It's very nice. You can find a link in the video description below. But yeah, you have your workshop to yourself, and your girlfriend had to move it in and up a ramp to the workshop with pulleys. Whoa, that's wild. Like, you had to use a pulley system to get it in there? Dang. I mean, I believe it. It's a super heavy machine. Like, I think I remember when, like, Adam Savage was talking about rearranging his shop and how they had to, like, bring in special things to be able to help move some of those if he had wanted to. Like, I don't think the milling machine moved, but I want to say he may have moved something else that was, like, super heavy. But yeah, like, I'm very, very excited. Don't build shelves if you don't enjoy it. It's a pain in the butt. Well, I've never built them before, so I want to at least give it a try once. Nerdy Pepper, thank you so much. Yeah, the move went very well. We hired movers, which was just made the whole thing so much easier, especially with the amount of stuff that we have, and definitely going to be great. When you're settled and unpacked, will you be posting more Warhammer content? I definitely will be posting more, like, painting tutorials of Warhammer miniatures. Sure. Let me go ahead and talk a little bit about 40K, because I know it's been a little bit of a on the down low on the channel recently, and frankly, I've not been playing 10th. I have been following what Games Workshop has been doing with all of its erratas and rules updates, and the fact that we have, like, what is it, 4 different ways to move now, which is stupid. And I don't really, like, I don't understand why the original way was changed. Like, why the way that it is in the core rulebook was even messed with. Why are we worrying about pivoting in a non-rank and file game? I don't freaking understand. Like, and because of that, and a bunch of other just disappointments that I've been seeing, like the new Inquisitor. What are you doing, Games Workshop? Hold on. I have to show you this. It's so ugly. I don't like this. I'm just bringing the image up first. All right, so I want to go here to bring Opera in. Thing that says window. I don't.
OBS.
Hold on. Oh, there it is. I see. Got it. There we go. Perfect. Sorry.
Your face cam.
I will. All right. Let me go to face and properties. There we go. No, I know. I'm just, you're like, I'm stressing out because I'm trying to do it custom. Let's go back to device default. Okay. There I am, and I'm gonna move me up here. Okay. So, look at this hideous thing. If I do look at it's ugly. What is it's the most generic Inquisitor I've seen in my life. Like, this armor does absolutely nothing. If you remove this eye, I saw somebody else say this on, like, I think it was like Instagram or Twitter or somewhere, one of the socials. If you remove the eye, he looks like he's just like a football player or something like that. It's boring as hell. I hate it. I don't like his face. Why is the eagle separate? Where is the, hold on, we're gonna look up the, do you know what the old one's called? It's like the OG Inquisitor. Inquisitor Cortez. Yep. Okay. Oh, Cortez, sorry. This was the OG Inquisitor. That looks like an Inquisitor. He has a double eagle on his arm, which makes sense, because why is the bird separate? I don't understand. And then now what is that bullshit? Okay, so like, beyond rules nonsense that Games Workshop is doing right now with the stupid pivoting rules, which I just don't care. Yeah, he does. He absolutely looks like he's wearing a nappy. He looks like he's wearing a gosh darn diaper, and it the Inquisition has a, like, there's a specific vibe to the Inquisition in the way that there is a specific vibe to Space Marines, to Imperial Guardsmen, to the Sisters of Battle. Like, the Imperium, while homogenous, has distinct vibes and archetypes. And lately, I feel like Games Workshop has looked at their design Bible and gone, fuck it. I don't care about this anymore. And as somebody who respects a franchise as large as Games Workshop, like a brand and narrative as large as Games Workshop and the Warhammer 40k universe, I appreciate a certain level of sticking to your design Bible being held true. And up until about like 5 years ago or so, because this is not new. It's not the first time Games Workshop has done this, and I feel like it's been slowly getting worse over time. But like, they have been messing with their design Bible choices, and it drives me bonkers. Like, this is what it should look like. Like, I just don't, thank you. I just don't understand why, like, I even like the nipple armor, okay? Like, I get it, it's a little funky, but like,
how is he supposed to nurse his young?
How is he supposed to nurse his young? What is that eagle supposed to drink from? Also, please, like, okay, does this article say why the bird is separate? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, though. Like, is the bird, like... Oh my god, this is actually the... What did you do to him? What? Why does he have hair suddenly?
Okay.
He used Keeps, actually.
We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored. We're not sponsored, although Keeps, if you want to reach out.
Our demo's all men.
Our demo's all men.
All in the balding age group.
Yeah.
I say this as you know, someone who understands.
So yeah, Keeps, if you're out there watching this randomly, reach out to me. I'd love a sponsorship. I know, they really do not care about lore anymore. The problem is people still care about the miniatures beyond the tournament because hobbyists exist who just want to paint stuff. But like, this is so much more exciting to paint than this bullshit. Also, like, this... It does. It looks like an entry mini, and I like an entry level mini, and which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, it's fine to have some entry level minis, but he's an Inquisitor. He's a named. Like, books have been written about him, and descriptions have described this man in great detail, literary detail, and this is what they've done to him. And this is not cool. Like this is also, like, the eagle just he looks. Why is this eye? Do you guys see this? What? Hold on. Why is this eagle? Does he have a thing over his eyes, or is he bug-eyed? I think it has to be one of those like shield things, right? Like the things. Did this one have a thing over? No. Is that supposed to be his augments? Why did you make him look like a bug? Games Workshop! What are you doing? It's gonna be depressing though. Okay, we at least have some gorgeous looking wood elf Blood Bowl players? That's sick. I like this like bodysuit thing that they're doing with them. I haven't looked at anything in like 2 weeks when it comes to Games Workshop. I bet you absolutely could kit bash him and fix him, but like, why would you give Games Workshop money for this? Like, just get the old one and buy it off of eBay for probably like half of the price. Like, that's the annoying. Also, just 3D print one at this point. Like, I mean, like, there are He's just a human dude in power armor. You can, like, kit bash on the Inquisitional Eye and everything wherever the heck you want. Like, yeah, you can even just probably get an Inquisitional Eye for free, probably. Like, I guarantee somebody out there on, like, My Mini Factory or one of the other sites that sells STLs and also has free STLs, there's probably just basic designs for this stuff that's, like, either super cheap or possibly free even, that you could update it and just make it better and not give Games Workshop your money for it, because it just, ugh. I love the, are you kidding me? I love this mustard yellow, this highlighter yellow green coloring on these guys. It's beautiful. It's so perfect for Wood Elves, in my personal opinion. I also like this vine that's growing out of this bro's head. Like check out that lovely little vine there. That's great. I actually love this a lot. Yeah. Look at those little terrifying fey creatures bringing that ball straight to that man's hands. Yes! Oh, Red Panda! I have a reason to paint all of those trees now. Even more so than before. Although this is a new one, isn't it? Is this a new one, or is this one of the ones that you sent me? With just like a mask design that I don't recognize. Maximus, I also hate it. The new Cortez I can't keep calling him Cortez. The new Cortez model is awful. Can you explain to me why they split the bird off of his arm? Like, does the bird have rules? Like, is it a horse essentially? Can it attack?
A horse?
like in fantasy, for example, like in Old World, you like your knights, the horses can stomp. And so, like, is that like a thing that the bird can do? Like, I hate it. It's such a bad model. These guys though, I love. But I'm also extremely, please stop scrolling like that. What is this? Top 5 players? He's majestic. Also, I remember when this guy came out. That was awesome. Why does he have a chainsword? That's great. He must be a chaos player, right? These are both dark elves, I think. Normal. Harlequin, actually. Harlequin. And is this a star player for the Wood Elves with that yellow and green design? Does the bird function as a horse would in, like, Old World, where it has its own stats and attacks? Because, like, I don't feel like I see that often in 40k. I know it does occasionally occur, because I think there's some, like, dog models, for example, and, like, of course, like, Chaos has beasts. But it's just, like, I feel like you don't often see small, like, animals like birds or...
Age of Sigmar does it.
Does Age of Sigmar do it? Okay, maybe that is a Zote. Yes, that is a Zote. I think. Do they have Zotes in and for the Blood Bowl mini? Or is that like? I
believe supposed to be type of.
Oh, is it a type of lizardman? Okay.
Yes, because Zotes are 40k and aliens or the Harbinger. It's a Zote.
Got it.
Much like the Zote in Blackstone.
That's true. Yeah. Probably going to be a token akin to the cherub. Oh, Red Panda, that makes sense. It probably will be a token akin to the cherubs in the homing beacon. That makes sense. That makes a little bit more sense of what they're doing with it, because it just didn't really make sense to me. Like, why did you do this? Like, why bother splitting it? But I paused on this because this is beautiful. I love this art. I love this art a lot. I want those flying squirrels. Look at the little sugar glider. Do any of my Australian fans have sugar gliders? Isn't that like, are they native to Australia? Is that like where they're originally from? Zothcal is the Zote? Okay, cool. He is a Zote player. Sick.
Okay.
He's awesome. Like, that is an awesome. It does have rules. So it's a spotter. Ah, thank you, Renegade Boy. I don't like that. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but, like, I don't like that they split it off of his model. Like, I understand. Yes, these are Wood Elf Blood Bowl. Look how garish and lovely they are. I love Blood Bowl. It is my favorite GW game system. I know some people have a problem with it because it can be extremely random. Because you are often rolling way less dice, so the volatility, thank you, that was the word I was struggling to come up with. The volatility of that ends up being just so much higher, but it fits the theme of the game so incredibly, in my opinion, perfectly, that I don't care, and I actually kind of love it for that reason. So Blood Bowl is absolutely by far my favorite GW system. I will always gush about every single model. And one of the other reasons I love it so much, other than the fact that I think the volatility is quite fun, and because it is, like, okay, Blood Bowl is a completely achievable game when it comes to a hobby project, because you only have a relatively small number of models that you have to paint. You have, like, what is it, yeah, like, I think your core team is 12, but you often will have, like, a few guys on the side in case of, like, injuries or deaths. And so, like, generally, I think people put, like, 20-man groups together because they'll have extras available that they can buy for future games and such, especially if you're doing leagues. But your, like, core group, I believe, is, like, 12 dudes. And then, so it's a very achievable, approachable hobby project. You have complete and utter flexibility when it comes to how you want to paint them, because there is, like, sure, there are guides and representations, all these garish, lovely looking wood elves in their yellow and green vines outfits, but, like, you don't have to paint them this way. You can do whatever you want. You want to have a wood elf team that's where it has no green on them whatsoever and they've gone entirely floral colors or something like that. Cool. Do it. Whatever. It's great because they're sports teams and you can do whatever you want with their jerseys. It's fantastic. So not only is it achievable, it's also probably the most flexible without receiving, like, and when I say that is, you can of course do all of this. You can be extremely flexible with any game system, any army that you're painting. But I have found that the community that evolves around that game system sometimes can be a little bit negative if you break canon. For example, with Space Marines, like, people really like to see them painted up as the classic chapters, for example. And if you deviate from that, or at least maybe this is, like, not as much so anymore because I don't go to, like, big Warhammer events as much. But in the past, I remember people were like, but that's, like, not actually Blood Angels because you have too much black on there. Blood Angels are mostly just red, blah, blah, blah. These are actually, like, flesh tearers. And it's like, you're being pedantic. Please stop. It's just my army and this is how I want to paint it. And I'm calling them this. And so, like, I feel you hit criticism from other fans about what you're choosing to do on your design sometimes if you aren't following something more akin to what, like, the representation that the company shows you them looking like. Whereas with Blood Bowl, you don't get that, like, at all, because no one cares. It's Blood Bowl. You can do whatever you want for your jerseys. It's honestly very refreshing, I think, for a lot of people in that reason. And so Wood Elves in autumn colors would be amazing. Like, imagine getting, like, those, you know how, I'm just imagining, like, okay, you take these and you enhance them further by getting those little leaf cutouts that you can get from the various, like, hobby people, like, Gamergrass, I think, or is it No, it's not Gamergrass. It's Green Stuff World, I think, sells them, and there's a bunch of other companies. Woodland Scenics actually does too. Those, like, little micro cutouts of, like, leaves. Imagine getting a bunch of fall color leaves and, like, actually pasting them on to, like, their cloaks or something like that, or putting them in their hair to really, like, add to the vibe. It'd be so beautiful. I love it so much. But yeah, I really like these guys a lot. This team, interesting. I thought he was a Harlequin, but this one is definitely a Harlequin. Interesting that this Wood Elfie guy kind of reminds me of a Harlequin. I love their weird masks, their weird little vine masks. They're, like, these guys are dancing. They're not playing football. They're just doing a little performance. I love it. That's great. I love this team. It's so good. What are you guys called? Touchline Tactics Wood Elf teams. No, that's just what this is called. The Arborel Wood Elf team. What is your team name, though? Is it just Arborel? Okay, it must just be Arborel. I like them. I like them a lot. Tyler, that sounds awesome. I think a lot of people, like, it's really funny to me. I don't remember, like, one of the bigger Warhammer or like hobby content creators out there, and I don't remember which one of them it was one of the guys, at one point commented on like Space Marines being like not wanting your Space Marines to look like they're wearing jerseys, and that really confused me because I don't know what he thought the color schemes around the like OG schemes for the various chapters were based off of, but it's definitively jerseys. Like, that's the point of the color scheme. Like, that's why people do it. It's for uniform and like being able to easily identify. And it was just a weird comment because it didn't make sense in my head, because he was basically complaining about them, like about using certain colors and having it end up looking like a jersey, but then he like did a paint scheme that I'm like, I've seen this as a jersey. What are you bitching about? And it was just a really weird complaint, and I did not understand it even remotely. The Atherlorn Avengers. Okay, that's great. Also, I love the alliteration. That's fantastic. These are fantastic models. Let's see what else they've got for us. So this is relatively new. We've got some showcase of, oh yeah, people have been getting the Skaven. How many of you have got the Skaven Tide box set? I have not picked that up. Oh, we have a new Space Marine 2 trailer. Oh, well, here, I'm gonna pause our lo-fi for a moment and let's watch this trailer, because we got some Space Marine 2.
Leave not one of them standing.
The plan is sound, brother. The swarm will be broken.
I can't wait to play this game!
Come face the wrath of Ultramar.
Oh! Yes. Yes. Oh my god, look at how many there are. For the Emperor! I can't wait to be absolutely overwhelmed by Tyranids in this game and die. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. I can't wait for the game. I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to murder some Tyranids. God, it's just so bad. What is this? Team up and clear out a Space Hulk in Space Marine Adventures. Tyranid Attack. Oh, is this another one of those new, like, straight to Barnes & Noble games?
Yes.
Oh, sick.
I saw that painting.
Oh, yeah. Look, we've got some named brothers. Space Wolf, a Blood Angel, an Ultramarine, a Black Templar, I think. Why am I blanking on them? What is the class? Dorn. Is this Dorn or is this Raven Guard?
They have a white cross.
It's black and white with silver trim.
Yeah.
He's got Brother Vorn.
Iron Hand.
Iron Hand. Oh, you're right. He does have an Iron Hand. I'm an idiot. I just didn't notice the hand. So Iron Hand and then a Salamander. Dude, how often do we get like well, yes, but like how often do we get actual salamanders?
Sculpts?
Yeah. Really? Okay. I feel like we don't see the dragon.
They got some love because of the War with the Beast.
Oh, they got love with War of the Beast. Okay. Iron Hands and salamanders. Okay. I can't wait to play as Death Guard in multiplayer either! Oh, it's gonna be so good. I wish they actually would re-release Space Hulk. Like the big game, like the big version. I own 3rd edition, I think it is, or so, but like I would love for them to re-release it. Cause like this... I'm not... What is... What are... Hold on. What are these? What are those? Do you guys see these little, like... Are they tokens? Are they... Oh, they're Tyranid tokens. Oh, that's lame. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. You couldn't provide a few gene stealers for this game? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that we're getting actual, like, Space Marine minis. Where is Vorn in this lineup? Where is that model? But you couldn't actually give them Tyranid models? That's stupid. Maximus, there are none. I just noticed that. I just noticed, like, see the end of the paragraph? This game is currently available at Targets. Okay. But it will be, yeah, that's normal. That's completely normal for these types of games. Although sometimes sometimes they give them to Barnes & Noble, sometimes they give them to Target. I wonder if they dropped their Barnes & Noble exclusivity. I can't believe they don't give you Tyranid models. You know what? I bet you're right, Red Panda. I bet they're slightly tweaked versions of the Space Marine heroes. Did they do a Space Wolf? You know what? Now that you say that, I remember... Because there's nothing like... The shoulders are not explicitly for those chapters. Like, this is not actually a shoulder piece of a salamander. They just painted it like a salamander and printed him in green to make him be a salamander. So they just... I think these are... I think you're right. I think these are Space Marine hero sculpts that they've printed in different colored plastics specifically to make them the different chapters. I mean... But why, like, you shouldn't have to buy, like, one of the cool things about some of these older games that they used to do, going straight to Target and straight to Barnes & Noble, Robert, in my personal opinion, is that it was a good way to get some unique sculpts for pretty cheap. Because, like, Barnes & Noble, especially when they were there, if you were a Barnes & Noble member, you could get, like, 10% off, and these are already cheaper than what Games Workshop tends to sell most of their products at, especially when they do include miniatures, because they are designed to be entry-level products to hook like kids or teens on the game and then lead them into 40K, right? It's meant to get families to know the brand and then start looking at other products that they may make, etc. You should give some Tyranids. There should be some Tyranid. Like, it looks like it's like either Hormagaunts or like Termagaunts maybe on these tokens. It's 5 of them. Just give 5 of them. Also, it would make it a better value. Like, it would be The reason it upsets me is because in the actual big Space Hulk game, you get a bunch of Tyranid models as well as all of your Terminator Blood Angel models. So, like, why not? I was about to be really excited about this, and now I think it's way lamer than it actually is. Mainly because of that. Let's see what's coming for Age of Sigmar, actually. We've got a new introductory set, which includes, looks like some Skaven and Stormcast Eternal, so to go along with Skaven Tide. That's true, Barnes & Noble is more the Blitz Bowl, but they have I've seen the Space Marine games in my local Barnes & Nobles, though. So it can't be a purely exclusive to Target thing. Maybe, I know that like certain games and certain products for games, like Ravensburger was notorious for this as well. Like the people who do Villainous and that kind of thing. They would sell their release date for Targets was always a month before it would be allowed to be sold in hobby shops. And I remember that because I used to work for a game store and was the buyer. So I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to me that they're devaluing their entry-level games in such a devastating way. I suppose you're right, Thor. It would be a little less to paint and a little bit easier to get started because of having the tokens. It's just that I feel like the thing that really hooks people, and maybe this is just my opinion, and you guys disagree with me, but let me know in the comments. But like, I feel like often the thing that most frequently hooks people on playing a Games Workshop game is one of two things. Either they found the books first, read the lore, and the lore got them hooked, and they're like, man, I wanna reenact some of these cool combat scenes with my miniatures on the game board, right? Or, and this is what I feel like it is, this is how I got into it. Someone showed them the really badass looking miniatures and went, wouldn't this be cool to paint and have fun with and play with? And I go, yes. And I feel like a lot of other people do that too. So I feel like having a cool looking alien creature would help entice people to want to pick it up more because they look badass and they're completely different from the Space Marines, which shows a teen or a kid who maybe is less familiar with the IP that, hey, there's a lot of variety here for you to invest into. It's not just men in power armor, because some people don't really give a shit about men in power armor. It's not everybody's jam. And so having, I think, an actual miniature, like even if they had just like 3 Gene Stealers and then like the others were tokens and they still had like the 6 other tokens, but you had the option to use minis, I think it's more valuable. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. I do think the video games at this point are also an entry point, but I think showing miniatures and going, look, this is like what you played in the video game is a cool thing, and it gives you a physical, tangible, like, product that isn't just a cardboard token that is easy to lose, get damaged, and destroyed. I don't know. I think they should have included some Tyranid miniatures. Oh, I do like those White Dwarf books that come with paints and miniatures in them as well. But yeah, the video games of modernly are definitely the thing that are I mean, like, so many people are probably going to get in. Okay, this is fantasy especially, yeah. A lot of people have gotten into fantasy through the video games. But also, just case in point, we literally just watched a trailer for Space Marine 2, which includes Space Marines, of course. I'm so excited to play as Titus. And twos, of course, and a second, and a sequel. But no, what I actually was trying to get at is Tyranids, you know? The little tokens that we saw. So you could have put in the... I think Games Workshop is making a lot of poor decisions. And I don't like it, and that's why, which is what entirely started us going through Games Workshop's website and actually looking at Warhammer community. This is why I haven't actually been dealing with Warhammer on my channel very much. Like, you will actually be seeing some Blood Bowl stuff, because optimistically, Meg and the folks over at Hobby Collab and I, along with some other people, might be starting a Blood Bowl league this fall/winter. And I hope that actually still happens, because I have been working on my vampire team. I started building them up a little bit before I moved, but then I stopped because I didn't want to keep building them while I was moving, so I put it away. But I want to get back to that. I do want to have I might do a painting tutorial on painting up at least 1 or 2 of the models, because they're classic vampires and I love them. I love them so much. I love vampires, guys. If you're new here and you didn't know it, I adore, I'm obsessed with vampires. I think they're the greatest thing ever. And I want to suck your blood. But I want to build them, and I'm hoping to like be doing some Blood Bowl stuff on the channel come this fall. But that might be, I do need to get the gnomes. They're so cute. Oh my god, I really actually do need to get the gnomes, because I live in farm territory now, and that's so appropriate. Shit. Okay, well, I'll have to look into that when things settle down, because, like, I can't be buying miniatures right now. It's miniatures, Lego, and...
Expensive.
Huh?
Move are
Moves are expensive, and I don't have spare cash for anything fun right now. Okay, so I just can't. But down the line, maybe I'll get the gnomes because they would be super appropriate, and all the little critters, like all the little animals. Oh. See, that's why the eagle also confused me when it comes to the new version of the Inquisitor, because like in my head, the ones that get little animal critters, there's two game systems that get the little animals running around all the time. And it's Blood Bowl and Underworlds, okay? That's where we get them. That's where they do their thing, is in these like these smaller format games, and it's just silly. Oh yes, Maximus, there are gnomes. They're little garden. They're halflings, but they're all dressed as garden gnomes, and they're so cute. Hold on, let me Google.
Are they tiny green gnomes?
No, they're not tiny green wizard. Oh, you could paint them as tiny green wizard gnomes though. Let's see. Gnome.
Wizards.
Gnome. I'm not looking up the gnome wizard. Gnome Blood Bowl. Let's see. Yes, the Glimdaro Blood Bowl team. Hold on, here they are.
Are they actually gnomes?
Yeah, they're actually gnomes.
I didn't know.
No, they're literally gnomes.
I didn't know there were actually gnomes in fantasy. I thought they were halflings.
No, I think they're actually gnomes because like look at these adorable guys.
Okay.
They're like actual garden gnomes. And oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong tab. Yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna. No, I'm just loading the URL. It's fine. Okay, so like look at these adorable guys. Okay, you see these cute, adorable garden gnomes? Look at him. Majestic. Yes, look at the pipe. But here, look at that shoe. Look at that. It's amazing. I keep feeling like I have ants on me. I don't. Keep feeling it. But look at them. Look at this fox that I think might be choking on this football. Okay? I think he's choking on it. He's turned into... he kind of looks like a turd to me, and it's so funny. He's a furry turd, but I love it. But this... Look at the goose. He's a goose. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, you probably don't want to Google that. That'd probably be bad. Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry. Hello, Dingo Dundee. Welcome. Do you have any other social medias where we can throw money at you and make you finally play with gnomes? Tyler, absolutely. You can find all of my links to my socials in the link tree, which should be in the description of this video. And on there are a couple different places if you want to support me in a completely safe for work kind of way. You can either become a YouTube member, or you can join my Patreon, which gets you access to my private Discord where you can share things. There's a couple people in chat, like Red Panda 7, for example, who's part of that, and we talk about Blood Bowl and all sorts of things. Although I have been a little quiet on there, which will be changing soon because of the move. I'm really sorry. Like I haven't been on messages or like any of my chat boards in a little bit just because things have been wild. But that should be changing, and we'll be getting back to things and all of that. And also, I am planning on starting to do some members only streams at least once a month starting soon. So if you're interested in that, that's another reason to become a member, and it also just helps support the channel and helps us grow. Now, if you are interested in spicier types of things and you still want to support me, then you can find links to both my OnlyFans as well as my Fansly also in the link tree. If you're into that kind of content, there's a couple different versions. I've got a free page, a VIP page, and then there's a couple of subscription options on Fansly as well. So there's plenty of ways to support me and throw a little bit of cash my way if you want to help me pay off my move. Because yeah, that would be very much appreciated, and I really, really appreciate it. But feel no pressure. Don't worry. But I do appreciate it if you want to follow those links. That would be completely awesome.
Make sure that you have.
Make sure that when you sign up for Patreon, that you put your Discord that you give them your Discord information, because there's a bot that should go ahead and do that automatically. But if you still have not gotten access, message me on Discord message me on Patreon, and I will get you situated, and I can send you a link directly. So make sure to do that, Robert, if you have missed that. and you're still a Patreon member. Because it should have, like, I have it set up for a bot to do it automatically, but definitely let me know if you have not gotten that. So, and just like I said, send me a message on Patreon, and I'll get that situated for you. Oh, yeah, no problem, Tyler. Absolutely no problem. Yeah, if you want to support me, there's plenty of ways to do it. You can find all the links there, and like I said, in the link tree, which should be in the video description. Here, you know what? Actually, I can bring it up over here. I'm going to open a new tab and drag it off, get you the link. I'll put this in chat. If you want to support Hobby Night, the above link gives you options. That's not how you spell options. There we go. Options. Opciones. But there we go. So I put that into the chat now. Hopefully you guys see that. But that's where you can find all of the links to not only where you can support me, but also just my socials. Because honestly, subscribing or just following my Instagram and giving me likes there does help grow my reach. I actually hit 20K on Instagram, which I never thought I would do. And I'm already at like 20.2, which is wild. Like, so thank you guys to everybody who has joined that recently, who's subscribed to my Instagram. It's wild. And we hit 55K. Oh, I should put this back on. Let's get some more music back on. And like that was great too. So like, it's awesome. Awesome, Maximus. Well, thank you for joining the Patreon. You're now part of the server. Good. If anybody ever joins the Patreon and you happen to not automatically get the Discord invite, please do reach out to me on Patreon. That way I can confirm that you're there and I'll send you the link. So don't worry about that. Ooh, Dingo, you're working on your Sisters of Battle army? Or the Sisters of Battle... No, I said that correctly. Wow, I'm still kind of tired and my brain is like going, and I've been talking for like 2 hours now, or almost 2 hours. An hour and 40 minutes. So I think I'm just like, I'm going nuts. I know.
Ludwig streamed until he beat Elden Ring DLC.
Well, Ludwig has a lot more money and a lot more time, I think, than...
It's the same time you have.
No, because that's what he does. I produce other content. Is what happens. So, ha! So Dingo, tell me, which order are you painting your sisters up as? Are you going with one of the standard, like, ones that they talk about in the codex, or are you doing your own paint scheme? I would love to hear about it. So the minis actually survived really well. It's the Lego that I'm a little less sure have survived completely intact. Although that's way more repairable than the miniatures are. So it's sort of a trade-off.
Magnetization.
I was gonna say, so Stall, the way that we actually dealt with the miniatures is all of the painted stuff we ended up magnetizing, and here I can actually...
So by our calculation, can you hear me?
Yes.
We found that each of the boxes that we had held 4 workshop plastic pieces worth.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but basically we found these specific cases, and I'm actually gonna open up this video because I think we show them in this.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not on my...
You're running that.
Yeah, I know.
Just...
I will skip it as soon as I can. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can... Okay, so these are the cases that we ended up using. Oop. Okay, so this is the case that we ended up using. It is called Jukoki, I believe is how it's pronounced. I may be getting that wrong, but it was a Kickstarter, but they now sell them like on, I think we got ours off of Amazon, but I think you can get them other places as well. But the nice thing is on these trays, we put about 4 trays worth of miniatures in each, and I would say that those 4 trays held at least, what was it?
Each tray held a Game Workshop case.
Yeah, so each tray held a Games Workshop case worth. You know those like old plastic cases? Yeah, the gun cases that like GW used to sell back in the day that were...
Still do.
Do they still sell them?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's the ones that had pluck foam in them, not the ones that have the stupid, like, spiny things that I'm pretty sure will just damage your miniatures. But so we magnetized all of our minis, and I actually ended up, while this video was talking about how we UV resined a lot of them, because we were running out of time, we actually ended up not UV resing the other half of them and just using the blue tack as a temporary, way to stick them magnets on, but it held fine for the move. Now, of course,
Angela,
yes.
Go to the land. One of the boxes.
Oh yeah, I can actually show you because they're just around the corner. So let me go get one of them, and I'll go back to face only. Let me just go back to this. Nope, that's not what I want.
Sure.
Yeah, here, I'll go and show you. So give me 1 second. Let me just pop off, and I'm gonna go grab the boxes, or one of them at least.
I'll be a second.
Yep. So this is the box. Okay. So this is the case that we used. And just look at how many are in there. Like, there's so many miniatures in there, and I'm just gonna set this on the ground so it's not rolling. But like, see how many? Oh my god! Some of our night haunts aren't showing up. Hold on, let me. You know, I should have noticed that earlier because my Mountain Dew can was doing the same thing, and I didn't even like think about it.
What you need to do?
Filters, chroma key, turn it off.
Turn
Yeah.
that all off.
All right. Close that. All right. There we go. Now the night haunts are glowing. So, like, look how many miniatures actually fit on this tray. It's kind of wild. It's such a more efficient way to store my minis. And while I am obviously going to take a lot of these out of the cases and end up putting them back into some displays, the nice thing is these have windows on them, as you can see, and so you can kind of still just store them in here and have them on display still, which is wild. Like, I love it. It's actually, let's see, Oliver, I believe we paid, how much were each case?
I'll double check on a second. So this tray
Yep.
holds the equivalent of this entire box.
Yeah, so like this tray holds the equivalent of this.
This sounds like an infomercial.
It does, but like it's true, and that's kind of insane to me. And we're double checking on how much we paid for them because I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it was like 50 something, so not a bad price at all. Definitely reasonable. It's a hard plastic case, which is nice too. So it's pretty like sturdy. It comes with I think 5 to 6 of the trays in it to start with, which is great. Yeah, it was really convenient.
It's $130.
Okay, it's $130. Sorry, it's a little bit more than I thought it was.
You can now get them with a light built in.
Oh, that's so cool.
Like $135.
Apparently, there are some now that come with a light built into them for even better display options, which is pretty gosh darn cool. But yeah, it's insane to me how many minis this actually fits. This is definitely what I'm using for all of my future storage. Like, I don't dislike, oh my gosh, what is that classic, we have like multiple of their cases. The soft, no. You guys, okay, do you remember the, it's a case company, they're Battle Foam. Battle foam. I don't dislike battle foam, but
It's still a lot of space.
it's so much space, and
Any foam is heavy in space.
yeah, it just takes up so much space, and so I can't. I have to do this now. So, oh yeah, I showed them.
Yeah, but let me get
Oh
it right.
sure.
But yeah, I'm not going to flip the table or anything. But like,
Yeah, they don't shift very much. And these ones here are ones that we did not actually resin. They just are being secured with a magnet and a little bit of blue tack. But yeah, they're pretty secure.
just demonstrating like,
How strong it is.
yeah, like you can bump into these suckers and you aren't gonna move.
Oh, Maximus, it would absolutely work for your 5. Oh, sorry. For your 5K points worth of orcs. Yeah, no, I am definitely, like, this is definitely my go-to now for miniature storage. But basically what we ended up doing is we,
No, it's not that heavy. That's if it's heavy.
no, it's not super heavy. It's got a little bit of weight to it, and I'm a little bit of a weakling.
It's like without stuff in it, I guess it's probably 5 to 10 pounds.
Oh yeah, with stuff in it, it's very light. But when it has stuff in it, it starts to get a little heavy because there's a lot of... What?
If it's pewter.
Oh yeah, and if it's pewter minis, then it might start to weigh a bit. But like, the plastic ones aren't too bad. Hello Diggs, welcome to the stream. Yeah, check out and see what's available, because like I said, I know I got them off of Amazon, and I know that they had a Kickstarter is how they got started. They were like one of the Kickstarter brands. I actually found out about them because of the Hobby collab. They had one of the cases as a prize for their Maelstrom Mixer event that they did back in either April or March. And so thank you for subscribing to the channel, Agrippa93. It's good to have you here. But yeah, so like I found out about there and I was like, this is so convenient. And then we realized, we were like, well, we can probably magnetize, because we were stressed about, because we had painted so many more miniatures because of the channel and just like our own, we had time and energy to do it. So we had ended up painting so many more, and we're like, how are we going to move all of these? And so it just ended up being a very, very good solution. Like, I really, really like it. Shipping weight is 11 to 12 pounds. Okay, that makes sense. I think that's because of, that probably is a little bit of addition. Do they add the box weight in when they give those weights, or is that just the case? Thank you, Neil. Yeah, no, I'm very, very happy to have had a successful move. Like, I know I said it a little bit earlier in the stream as well, but like, we hired movers. It just made the whole thing so much easier. And I'm glad that it's pretty much done. Like, I don't have to go back to the old place anymore or deal with the HOA bullshit there anymore. And I really, really like where we're living now. It's just, it's a nice refresh. And it's weird because like, I don't even feel like we weren't in our last place that long. It was only 2 years, less so.
No, a little over.
Little over. Okay, little over 2 years. Oh, that's true, because I guess we moved in, yeah, in May. So a little over 2 years, but it wasn't a super long time. And I did not dislike it, but I was starting to feel, even prior to us finding out that we had to move, I was feeling weirdly creatively like strained. And I'm hoping that this is just going to give me a good refresh. It's one of the reasons that like we really wanted to jump into like streaming again as soon as possible, even with just this very casual sort of chatting, seeing how everybody's doing kind of thing, because it just, I just wanted to get back. Like, honestly, I wanted to get back to content creation. Like, I feel like I've been on this just lull in it recently, and not in a I'm taking a vacation, I need this kind of lull, but just in a I'm not producing anything right now of that much excitement, so what do I talk about? And I'm really glad to be like being able to start getting back into doing things. If it's the net weight, it's the contents, not counting the box. Okay, that makes sense. Shipping weight includes the box. Okay, well there you go. If it was the shipping weight, which I assume, is that what you said it was, Red Panda? Shipping weight? Okay, then yes, it includes the box. So I think Chaos Cultist was right on this money, where it's like around 10 pounds or so without anything in it. Yeah, most of that. I mean, it's the hard plastic. I think does add a little bit of weight to it.
Form is not that nice.
No, it's because it is a vacuum form like hard plastic. Yeah, honestly, streaming does give me a sense of normality. Like it's genuinely been anxiety inducing not doing this, which I feel kind of bad saying because I don't want it to be like I'm a workaholic and I don't feel fulfillment unless I'm doing this. That's not the case, but like this is my job and I like it, and so not doing it does make me go, this is weird.
Well, we run the business. If we're not doing stuff, the business don't make money.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm not doing things, then my business doesn't make money, and so like then I can't afford the new place that I moved to. So I'm glad to be back. And Neil, I've missed you guys as well. I have genuinely missed hanging out with you. There's an ant on my wall. What the fuck? Get off. No.
Yeah, you haven't told them about the ant.
So, okay, let's talk about the one minor complaint that I have about this place. And
Toilet paper.
Okay, 2 minor complaints I have about my new house. Generally, I love it. It's great. Lots of space, hardwood floors, completely lovely, lovely, lovely. However, because of the heat wave, and we're on the ground floor now, which I've not lived on the ground floor in ages, we are dealing with crazy ants. And it's driving me nuts. Thankfully, they've only ruined some cereal. They seem to really, really like honey. The honey was old anyways, though, so it's fine. So, like, they've only ruined, like, 2 jars of honey, which they didn't even really get into. They were just all over the jars, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna trash these. We've ordered some. They should be arriving today. We have definitely ordered some ant traps, and they should be arriving today. But, like, we did not get really a warning that ants could be a thing, like, this specifically, from our landlords. And like because they didn't mention ever having issues with it, and they had small dogs, so I think they would have probably called it out if they did, because I feel like their dogs probably would have possibly eaten them or tried to. And so like it was a little stressful, and we've been dealing with like occasional infestations of like either something just doesn't get closed super well, or the cats accidentally like make a mess and we don't catch it, and so they go and swarm that or whatever. But it's been a little bit of a problem. And then the only other issue is like half of my toilet paper holders, like they have these nice little, like, they're just into the wall and it's got a little hook thingy. Half of them are not working. They fall off.
They got fancy artistic toilet paper roll holders and they fall off the wall. They're different designs too. They're not
consistent, and they're not stable. And one time I accidentally startled Chaos Cultist awake in the middle of the night. Okay, 3 times. I startled him awake in the middle of the night because I was pulling toilet paper and it just shattered to the floor, and it's metal, of course, on hitting hardwood. So it clattered like crazy. Well, I hope that you are able to graduate successfully as a civil engineer. That's awesome. A mic is not for shouting. I can't help it. I'm just a loud person. I have volume control problems. I'm really sorry. Yeah, Chaos Cultist can attest to this. I'll be laying next to him in bed and like suddenly shouting, even though there's really no need for it. But I have no. There's a switch, but it's broken. So when they go and try to adjust it inside for my volume control, they spin it, but nothing happens. Yeah, no, we got some, we ordered some ant traps. We ordered some like stuff for putting in the yard to help get rid of them. So I'm hoping it'll be under control soon. But it was a problem. And then the toilet paper things just not holding is a weird problem. And I'm sure there's probably like something I can get at Home Depot to like as a glue and like stick it together, like cement it or something. Yeah, it's on or off. Yeah, it's not like it's this. This is my microphone right now. I'm always dialed into 11. Exactly. I'm a very loud person. Sorry. Hey, listen, that can be very fun, especially on the spicy pages. Anyways, I'm just saying. But yes, we have been. Thankfully, our landlords did leave us some ant killer. We have been using that. But we have ordered some ant traps specifically so that we can hopefully like they can take the poison to their nests and just go away. Cause like they're black crazy ants. They're not like even ants you want to keep around. They're the invasive, gross kind that just freak out. You can tell that they're crazy ants too because they wig when you start trying to kill them.
As do most things.
I mean, but like they really they're little. They go insane. Hence why they're called crazy ants. But yes, it should be hopefully taken under control soon. Like so, we have the we have. I can't wait for you shouting ASMR stream. I don't think I would have to concentrate so hard in order to do an actual ASMR stream. I don't even think I could like. It pains me to talk this way.
Just give from your anime. Explain what you're doing.
I'm gonna try. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try to give you my anime girl VTuber voice, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Hold on, I have to I'm so embarrassed now. I have to channel it. Okay, hold on. I have to go out of the room and like say something real quick and then come back in and like and do this because I don't know. I'm very embarrassed. Hold on. You used to be an ASMRist. It does. I imagine that it's not because talking this studio disconnected.
No, it's good.
Okay, okay, weird.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I think you're flux and
Okay, I was very concerned that I had disconnected completely. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I have to listen to a VT for a second. Because, like... Hold on, I'm looking up Cinder. I'm looking.
any frame, please.
Right, I'm going for one more like little.
They have no idea what you're doing.
I'm listening to Cinder. All right, chat. What's up? I can't do it. I can do it occasionally. Chaos Cultist and I will sit and watch VTubers, and I can jump into a VTuber voice a little bit. But now that I'm on the spot, I can't fucking do it. I can't. I'm having trouble pulling out the anime girl. Like I've done it for voices on like our old gaming channel when I was like being well, mostly, oh, what's her name? Not Millennia. What's the good girl's name? Elena. When I was playing Elena.
You were a good little...
I was a good little priest girl. If I had, like, I think dialogue to read, I think maybe I could do it. I can't do it. But I just can't go into like I can't go into the cute anime girl voice super easily, but occasionally I can drop into it a little bit more and give you a little bit of a VTuber voice. But it's very hard for me to maintain a little bit. Like I don't know if I could do this long term, but I also think if I was going to end up doing like a VTuber, I'd want to go into a little bit of a sexier, deeper voice because I'd want to play a Sister of Battle, and I don't know if this like high-pitched sort of girly voice would actually work because I'm going so California Valley Girl. I mean, I guess it is, right? Like, I guess it does kind of just go into a little bit of a Valley Girl thing. I get such sass when I do it. It's so stupid. But I do think, like, this would have to be more what I did if I was going to play a Sister of Battle. We'd need to go a bit sultrier, a bit deeper, actually, because that would work a little better. But, ara ara. There you go. Nice ara ara. You like low and husky? Well, there you go. If I ever do VTubing, I'll do something Sister of Battle like, and we'll go with a low husky voice. I can maintain this a little bit better. It's still harder because it starts to get into a little bit of that ASMR vibe where I really have to fucking concentrate on what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. But I do think I could maintain it. Do I know the Terminator imitation? Is this the oh, like the like Arnold's voice, like the "I'll be back"? I can't really do it. The ara ara is very, very funny. Listen to me now and understand me later. Get Suzy Chopper! All right, that's as much as I can do for Arnold. I'm sorry if you just got, like, me drinking really dramatically. My mic actually got stuck. Warlord Oldstale 1 gifted a Hobby Night membership. Thank you so much, Warlord. I very much appreciate it. You are very welcome. Tyler, welcome to being a Hobby Night member. I very much appreciate Warlord for giving you that gifted sub. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Honestly, this has been great. This is exactly what I needed. Like, I wanted to hang out and chat with you guys because I feel like we haven't hung out in a little while. We haven't really done, especially on this channel. You meant the Arnold voice? Okay, perfect. I hope I did a decent enough impression. Could I do a sexy orc? I can't do Cockney. I can't, like, Oi! Like, that's as Cockney as I can get.
That's more Australian. Though.
Okay, well then I can go Australian, but I can't really do, like,
Boy, mate.
that. You did it more. You sounded Australian as well. Okay. Like, crikey. I'm really sorry if I've offended any of my Australian viewers. I am not meaning to. I apologize. But I don't think I could do. Hold on. Let's listen to some orcs. What's a good?
Dawn of War orc.
There we go. Dawn of War. Whoa, that's not how I spelled Dawn. Dawn
Barks.
of War. Orc barks. Oh my god, if I could type, that would be great. Let's see, that's not the orc fundamentals. It's the orc campaign.
Oh, I thought you were on YouTube.
I was, and then I couldn't find my search bar, and I'm going back to YouTube now. There we go. Dawn of War barks. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the ending. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can. Does this have just barks in it, or is this that looks like it's the. There we go. Orc lines. Orc quotes. Okay, here we go. Play all. Okay, hold on. We have to turn off. We have to pause our music. We must listen to this delightful orc music or orc.
What do you want? Where's the
What do you want? I don't know if I could do. How do you do this sexy? How? Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna listen to a few more and.
What is it? Sod off. Green is best. If you say so. Move.
I don't know how to make this. How do you expect me to make orc cockney sexy? Try speaking with English with Balkan. I don't know if I could speak with a Balkan accent. I'm so sorry. Warlord, old stale one, thank you so much for the second gifted membership. I really appreciate that. Matt's welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Tyler, I actually love that idea. Me making funny voices and trying on specific outfits to go with it would be hilarious. It'd be long though, because I'd have to go change. But imagine getting an orc mask. I could also just green face paint. Oh, that would be ridiculous. And then I could actually get like fangs. And maybe the fangs would allow me to sound more. You point, we go. Maybe it would allow me to. It probably would just slur my speech more. Do the orc like you're a drunk college girl.
So what she always sounds like.
Chaos Cultist just claimed that I always sound like a drunk college girl, and that is completely untrue. I don't drink very often. Oliver, it was lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was lovely to see you. Oh, that's true. We probably wouldn't want to. That's true. That might risk, we might offend somebody if we put green paint on our face. That would be bad. We don't want to do that. Slow and sultry. Okay. Hold on. I'm sitting there going, I'm preparing myself to start. Oi. Green is the best.
Yeah, I hear it.
Does that work? Is that a little sultry orc for you? It's so silly. It's so good. I need for members. I need to start getting emotes so that you guys can Oh no, that's on Twitch. That's the channel points thing on Twitch. I don't think YouTube does that. That YouTube should invest in that.
Behind as hell, okay?
Listen, I agree. No, I usually sound like a college girl on her shame walk home. That's fair. That's a little bit more realistic. Good. I'm glad that wasn't bad. I'm glad that gets the orc lover's approval of slow and sultry, sexy orc lady. Oh my goodness. It's been nice to be able to hang out with you guys again and actually do silly things and just get back to content. I know I mentioned it earlier, but it legitimately has been very refreshing.
Well, we set this office up so that we can just do a lot more streams.
Yes, that was the whole point. We set this office up and we chose this room specifically because it was one of the larger ones and we wanted to be able to have room and flexibility to do some more impromptu streams. So hopefully that will be happening. But I do, like I mentioned earlier, I do have a planned new streaming schedule. It's not going to be too different. It's just sort of spreading things out between this channel and my gaming channel. And then for members, I do want to start doing a members only stream down the line, just for us to catch up, hang out on things. What I might end up doing is showcasing some of what my Discord is showcasing in regards to their painted miniatures, going through stuff like that, doing other things, and potentially even, and I don't know how this would work, so do not, this will not be immediately, but down the line, if I can make it so that we can maybe end up playing some games together or something. Yeah, if we could end up doing lobbies and Space Marine 2 for members, that would be, I'd love to look into being able to do that kind of thing with you guys in the future, because I want to bring more to the table for my members and also just start doing more content. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I know I'm very much excited for it. It's just been so good to unpack and start getting things out and making it really feel when we moved to our old place that we just left. I felt like it took us 3 months to really feel settled and the house was coming together. And I know it's partially because we had movers take care of a lot of the furniture and get it into the rooms that we wanted it into when they did the move. But I cannot describe to you how much that has made dealing with getting unpacked more easy than I remember it being previously, because the last time we moved, we did it ourselves, and it was just a completely different experience. And so like I am genuinely feeling refreshed and like ready to jump back into things. So we'll definitely be having some more streams later this week, whether it be here or on the gaming channel. I haven't fully figured out yet, but we'll definitely be having more. And I just want to keep like doing stuff like this because I really do enjoy it, and I love hanging out with you guys and just being able to chat about things because we end up having such wild conversations. Oh, Warlord, you are being absolutely epic today. Thank you so much for another gifted sub. Welcome, Thomas Dahl, to the Hobby Night Legion. Ooh, a Rogue Trader stream where you guys get to chat and vote on options would be great. I love that as a member-only stream idea. That would be fantastic. Yes, we can absolutely look into that because I did start my Rogue Trader campaign, but I never got very far into it. There's been a lot of updates since I last played, so I love that idea. That would be fantastic. One of the things I also, and I don't know if this will end up being a members only stream or if this will just end up being on my gaming channel, but for those of you that are a fan of the OG Vampire the Masquerade game, I want to replay it. I played it originally on our old gaming channel. That I had with the Chaos Cultist, that he was more like his channel and then I was just sort of a guest on. But I did end up playing Vampire the Masquerade, and I played through it as Malkavian, which I am inclined to do again because I love Malkavian. However, I am also open to potentially doing a different vampire in that game in the future, but that is like one of the things that I want to do. One of the other things that I also want to do on the gaming channel is when I finish Fallout New Vegas, which we will be getting back to soon, I want to play Cyberpunk. I think that is the next like big RPG that I'm going to do on the gaming channel is do some Cyberpunk. And then on here, on the hobby channel, I actually have some of the Monster Fight Club, I believe is the publisher. They made the Cyberpunk like miniatures game. They also did the Borderlands miniatures game. And so I have some of those, I have some of the miniatures for Cyberpunk, and I want to paint them. I think that would be really, really fun. Do Nosferatu. Nosferatu is so hard, though, because you can't interact with the people. I don't know. Like, the one problem... So, Tyler, I love the idea. My one concern with Nosferatu is I don't know how entertaining it would be as a Let's Play, because we'd end up in the sewers forever. We'd always have to be traveling through the sewers. And that I don't know if I could do that. I might veto Nosferatu because I just don't know if I personally can handle being in those sewers for that long. However, I don't think Ventrue is specifically like, I don't know, Ventrue could be kind of fun. And I'd be very curious to see what LaCroix's like response to me would be as a Ventrue, because he's a Ventrue. But also with Vampire the Masquerade, I will be painting some Vampire the Masquerade miniatures on the channel. I completely forgot this, but I do actually own some of the metal Vampire the Masquerade minis, so I can actually paint some of those. That would be really fun. So we may end up doing that. We might just have like a vampire themed month because of Vampire the Masquerade or something when I play that on the gaming channel, just to link the two of them. I really like this idea. But actually, what is the I always forget their name. What are the artist ones? Toreador. I knew it started with a T, but for some reason I was like for whatever reason, like Teramu was in my name, like tiramisu. Maybe I'm just thinking of cake. But I mean that's a common thing with me. But yeah, the Toreador would also be really cool.
Also, we plan on doing actual Magic.
Yes, we also want to be playing actual Magic the Gathering, like in person, here on this channel. I don't think that's going to be on the gaming channel. I think that'll be on the hobby channel. So
the gaming channel's for video.
Yeah, the gaming channel is for video games, whereas like any other type of gaming or like hobby related content will still be here on the main channel. Oh yeah, the Infinity line does really work with the Cyberpunk minis as well, and I do have some Infinity models. That would be pretty cool. do an Asajj Ventress cosplay. Listen, I'm you don't have to convince me to do Asajj Ventress. I would need to get a bald cap. Because I would absolutely want to do bald Asajj Ventress. I know she has like the sleek hair in
Yeah, that's more African American.
Yeah, and I just don't know if I could I don't know if I could rock like or find a good wig for her like her modern haircut in Bad Batch. But what do you mean boom magic? It's fun. It's like listen, I used to agree with you. I used to be a hardcore Warhammer only no magic, but I really liked the Warhammer crossover that Magic did. Like those commander decks. I'm also married to a professional game designer. I kind of have to like I'm required by law to play some Magic. I also enjoy Commander. I haven't really like fallen in love with Standard, and I've not played Modern specifically. But it is cardboard crack. I understand that. I like pack opening. I have a problem. But this is carried over since my childhood because I used to pack open Pokemon all the time. Like I loved opening Pokemon when I was a kid. Like I was 10 or so when Pokemon hit the States, and I was in Hawaii when that game launched here in the US. So we got all the import shit because there was a lot of Japanese like consumers there, and so they imported like there was a lot of like Japanese owned businesses, and so they imported a lot of stuff from Japan. So I used to have like Japanese Pokemon cards, and I loved opening those packs. Holy shit, you have no idea. They were so cool. I loved the backs of them so much more than I loved the English cards backs. But it's been in my blood for a long time. I can't help myself. That's why you've been seeing some Magic content here on the channel, is because I definitely get the itch to open packs more frequently than I care to admit. But you know what? They've been fun stuff, and I actually am extremely excited for Bloomborough. I don't know if you guys have specifically seen the Bloomborough art at all. I'm sure some of you that are into Magic absolutely shaving life. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not shaving my head. I could not. Like, it would cause me legitimate anxiety. I don't cut my hair short because not having long hair causes me like actual physical anxiety. So I don't think I'd be able to do that. Maybe if it was like somebody donated big amount of money for like charity or something, and I'd do it for that. But like it would have to be an extreme circumstance to convince me to shave my head actually. Because I would probably cry. However, what was I saying about the Magic? Oh, Bloomborough, the art. I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but it reminds me actually vaguely of a couple of different things. One, Don Bluth. I don't know if you guys are fans of Don Bluth. If you aren't, what's wrong with you? You should be. Secret of Nim is amazing. But it reminds me so hardcore of Secret of Nim, and I love that. Is such a dark, gothic, beautiful, like just gorgeous animated movie. I love it so much. All of Don Bluth's films are spectacular. But it also... thank you. Yes.
Visit site.
Visit site.
And what you want to show you how you can do this is that loads.
Yep. Oh, cool. It's actually already there.
Okay, cool. So that's already worked.
Yeah. The problem was I pulled the tab out to open it off screen, and then I brought it back over, and it was a separate tab.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
So just to talk about the Bloomborough art, like one, this gives me severe Don Bluth vibes, but it also gives me Root vibes. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Root, the board game, but it's adorable. It's a very crunchy, asymmetrical war game. So if you like cute, cuddly creatures, but also them going to war and trying to like overpower each other, but not all through violence. Like it's very interesting.
Economic domination.
There's options for economic domination. There's options for combat domination, etc. So, but it's got a lot of variety in how you can play based off of the type of creature that you're playing as in Root. And the art style is this gorgeous, soft, pastel, painterly aesthetic. And I really dig it, and Bloomborough gives me such vibes of it. However, the other thing that I love, and I don't know, because like, Like these cards are gorgeous. I love the art for some of these cards. It's just so cute. And I love that they're going with a lot of really bright saturated color tones. They're going with a lot of like pastel and colored pencil looking art, which is also good alongside the watercolor stuff. I love the bats. It's so pretty. I want them in my face at all times. Warlord Old Stale One, thank you so much for another gifted sub. Isaiah, welcome to the Hobby Night Legion. It's great to have you all here, and thank you, Warlord. I really, really appreciate it. So this is one of the cards that I really like. This is one of the commanders, I believe. I want this deck. I want the Raccoon Commander deck. Bellow Bard of the Brambles. He looks so cool. He's a red-green. I like green. I actually have really gotten into red recently, so I'm excited about this combo of, like, big boy aggro. Should be very, very fun.
Wait, open that again. Genetic artifact. I'm gonna be attacked by food!
Yes, you will! Haha! So I love that. The lizards are also great. Like, look at this suave mother trucker. He's so good. Do they have the Jace, though? Because I'm specifically look at the rat boys. Again, the rats give me Nim vibes so
I think
much.
The professor who was talking about how magic. This is the set that they're treating serious.
Yeah, they're treating this extremely seriously, and I also think that is incredible. Open an image, a new tab. Okay, look at this art! Ugh! So, something that I find very interesting, and yes, the professor did talk about this, so if you guys are familiar with is it Talarian Community College? Yeah, so Talarian Community College with the professor. We've been watching a lot of his stuff recently. I actually really like his Is This Worth It to Buy when it comes to like collector booster openings of like, is the box worth it? I enjoy seeing that so much. But like they're treating this set very seriously in the way that they did not treat, say, Thunder Junction and a couple of the other older sets, like the Mafia one. What was the one with all the fedoras? They did not treat that very seriously. And they kind of like... Murders at Markov Manor, that's what it was. And like it was just like they went like detective, but like too detective. And then they went cowboy, but they kind of like made everybody the same type of cowboy and like whitewashed things a little bit. And I don't really think they took it very seriously. And the professor mentioned this, but with this, they really seem to be taking this like aesthetic and this world extremely seriously within the canon of their own lore, because they're bringing Jace in as an animal. They're bringing all the other planeswalkers in as... with artwork consideration, with animal consideration of like which animal they're making them to fit the like lore and canonicity of those characters for their Magic community, which I think is really cool and very thoughtful, and I personally appreciate, because I think that is very, very like it's a good thing to do, and I don't feel like WotC has been doing a lot of really great things recently, so I do appreciate some consideration to that, and I really just dig what they're doing aesthetically for this art. I also appreciate the fact that, and I'm seeing if I can find one of them, where they have like the anime art. Yes. Okay, let's look at this. Look at this cute, fracking, anime-esque Raoul as an otter. He's so good. It's just precious, and I just need it in my life.
Does he not look just like the Firebender from Legend of Korra?
You know what? He kind of does, actually. Because, like, this is the other version of him. Like, this is his normal art version. This is his anime art version.
His anime looks like he's from Legend of Korra.
I agree. Whereas this, like, is definitely a little bit more serious, definitely more in that Don Bluth, but kind of realistic. Like, there is another fairy tale artist that also has a similar aesthetic to this, which is very cool. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to call out that I think is absolutely epic about Bloomborough. They brought in the original artist that worked on the OG Pokemon set. I don't remember their name. Chaos Cultist is, I think, looking it up for me. But they actually brought that artist in to do some of this card art. And so, you know, the person who did the fat Pikachu, like the OG fat Pikachu? Love it.
Mitsuhiro Arita.
Mitsuhiro...
Let me give you... I'll send you...
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Here we go. So yeah, so Mitsuhiro Arita is the original Pokemon card illustrator who did like the Fat Pikachu. Okay, and she's
The original Charizard.
also the original Charizard. Is it a I'm really bad with like Asian names if they're male or female cuz Arita is probably the him. Okay, it's a him.
Here's a better site.
Okay.
It starts it.
Got it. Here we go. Yeah, so here, like, look at that. Oh, so
But if you scroll
good.
down, you can see
But see, this is his original art. He did these, and now he's doing this epic bear. Like, I am so excited to see this artist come back and actually do stuff.
it's on 700 Pokemon cards.
That's amazing. 700? Oh my god, yeah.
He's been doing it for like
I
20 years.
didn't realize he was still doing it. That's crazy. I love this Pikachu card. This is the best Pikachu. No one can ever tell me otherwise. This is my Pikachu. Forever and always. Warlord Old Stale One, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for gifting all the subs. I hope you enjoyed your time here. It was lovely to see you. You're getting a lot of Redwall vibe. I don't think I know what Redwall is. Hold on.
Oh, that's a mouse card.
Oh, is that who does Mouse Guard?
No, it's different.
Oh, okay.
But look it up.
Redwall books. Oh, I have seen these. Okay. Yes, honestly, yes. Yeah, Red Panda, you're absolutely right. This is totally Redwall vibes. I wonder if they got dude, what if they hired the artist who did some of the book art?
When you're done with that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, because this totally, it totally gives me Redwall vibes. I completely get that. I really like this art. It's very engaging. I think it's very fun. I like cute, cuddly creatures. I think the anime versions of cards are very cool. Like, I personally, when War of the Spark came out for Magic the Gathering, and they had the Yoshitaka Amato. I think that's how, or did I say the name right? I don't remember if I even said the name right. But Amato, I know that is correct. When they had the Amato art in there for, it was it Wild to Eldraine or was it War of the Spark?
About the
Yeah, no. I don't. Yoshitaka. Hold on. I have to look something up. Cause which character was it? Lilith?
No, I think you're right. I think you are right.
Okay, I was like, I thought it was War of the Spark, because I remembered.
No, Wilds of Eldraine got different anime.
Yes, Wilds of Eldraine did get anime stuff, but I have, okay, hold on. War of the Spark, Lilith, Amato. So I have this card. Let me, of course it's tiny. Hold on. Let me find a bigger image for you. Thank you. It's not a link. You just sent me an image.
Browser. Open browser.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I see.
Teaching you how to use Discord.
Woohoo! There we go. So I owned this card. I pulled it actually. Yes, it was Liliana, not Lilith. Thank you. I was getting her name confused. But yes, it was definitely Liliana. But yes, I absolutely flipped my shit when I pulled this card. It was the coolest thing. And I love his art. Like, if you guys have not seen his stuff, he does Final Fantasy art, so you probably have, let's be honest. He also did the Vampire Hunter D stuff. So, just gorgeous. Gorgeous ink work. Gorgeous just everything. I love his illustrative style. I was thrilled to get this card, and I love that they have continued to do stuff like this, where they've brought in, like, well-known mangaka or other anime artists and just keep making cards and doing stuff like that. And even just are just doing them in general. Like, even if they're not well-known, like, even if it's not, like, a motto, it's such a cool thing, and I adore it. I absolutely adore it. Yes, mouse guard. Like, doesn't it give you mouse guard vibes as well? Like all the bloom burrow stuff, because it's very like it really is like those cool critters. Yeah. See, look at it. It's beautiful. Here, hold on. That's what I'm doing. Just I lost my mouse. There we go. Boop. 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 There we go. There we go. It's trying. It's doing its best. It's a webcam. But yeah, I like, isn't that freaking rad? It was so exciting because this is the card I bought War of the Spark specifically to try to get this card because I saw that he was doing art and I was like, oh, it's the goth like lady who's part of Swamp, Liliana, sick. And I just went wild, and I think we bought like a booster box and got lucky, and we got lucky and pulled it, and it was the most thrilling thing. And then like, and this is one of the reasons that I can't help myself when it comes to pack opening is like we bought a collector booster box of the D&D one, the Baldur's Gate one, and you guys saw this because I did the pack opening, but I pulled like all of the copper dragons. Like, how does that even happen? I hope I get one of the cool anime Bloom Burrow cards. That's what I really hope. Like, I want to get some cool anime Bloom Burrow cards, and I want to get just some fun, like, I'll be happy with any of the art. Oh, I haven't even talked about how I absolutely adore, hold on, let me go back to, oh, I closed that tab, I think. Can I go back here? There we go. Okay, do you have any? I'm gonna bring it back up in a second. I want to see if they have any. Oh yes, okay, they do. All right, let me switch back over to here because the one other thing I want to call out about Magic, just real fast, with these cards is I also adore what they're doing for their border design. Because when they've done, because like Magic has started doing this showcase border on all of their sets, and I don't know how long they've been doing this now, but it's been a little while at this point. And this is the showcase border for Bloom Burrow, which is a very, honestly, sort of Art Nouveau watercolor-esque vibe, and I love it. I like all of them have this very, very clearly watercolor painting for their card art, and I think it's gorgeous. I really like what they're doing. Let's see if they have any others. That one doesn't want to load. Oh, there we go.
I also sent you another link.
Okay. Absolutely. Which one?
The one above the
Got it. The Star Cities one?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, the tokens have all been revealed. Oh my god, they're so cute. Look at this fat rabbit. I love the war leader. He's adorable. Oh, he's precious. He's hungry. My little boy is hungry. I'll need to. Oh, look at the bat friend. Oh no, they're so good. They're so pretty. It's beautiful. A bat warlock, but he's gonna slice you up. My mic? What about my mic? Am I too loud? Oh, am I a little oversaturated? Okay, hold on. How is that? Is that a little bit better? I've sort of dropped my my gain a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Oh my god, it probably will be. There might be, but it's really just, it's so cute. They're just so, oh, look at this rat. Speaking of rats, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I don't remember if I saw anybody in chat, and I think we have more people now. For all of you who are Age of Sigmar players, how many of you picked up a Skaventide, and what do you think of it so far? Like, how much do you love or dislike the Rat Boys? Because that's what I'm really interested in when it comes to Skaventide. Like, down the line, if I can find one available, I will probably eventually get one. Oh, look at this bat too. Ah, they're so. Oh my god, this lizard. It's a very glorious looking feast. Oh my god, these raccoons. No. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, Rat Boy is great. This bat is adorable. He's so precious. He's a cleric. Oh, look at this lizard. He's fire dancing. That's so good. The Skaven Rock, excellent. I am so glad to hear it. You've not gotten Skaven tied yet, but you maybe get one down the road. Excellent, excellent. You were a hard pass for you. The rat models look good, but GW stuff is I understand that. I do like the more recent Stormcast Eternal. I like the slightly grittier direction that they're going with them, but it does not super inspire me. So I get what you're saying, Red Panda. God, this lizard man is just so good. What is this? Oh, it's just a treasure. Oh, this reminds me of in Japan and I think Korea and a couple like other places, they have these little dolls. Like they're these little wooden dolls, and they are often like painted and very round. And they kind of give me the vibes of like this, of these little like, and I think it's because some of them are also made to look like tanuki. If you guys are familiar with like tanuki in Japanese lore, and so like I'm just getting tanuki vibes, hardcore. Thank you so much from these tokens. They're just so precious. Did you see this Steam Path Charger? He's so happy. He's so happy. He's having a grand time fire dancing in the water with his little paws, his little. What are lizards' claws called? What are their little hands called? Because I don't. Is it paws? What claws? Is it just claws? Dude, that's a great deal on getting a Dominion. Although it's old enough now, I'm not super surprised. Skaventide would be a great addition to your Storm Cast Eternal, absolutely. If you have 2 Dominion sets. Especially with like some of those new sculpts and some of the new characters I think that came in that box set. That should be really good. Ah, man, I'm just so excited to be able to talk about nerd stuff again. All right, I have so many tabs.
You talk about nerd stuff to me.
I do, but it's like, but as a big, like I've gotten very used to like big. Oh my god, there's even more.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, this goat is so good. Oh,
Is that the goat?
the goat. This goat is goat. This cat is also goat. My goodness, what is going on here? That's a goblin. That is definitely a goblin. Oh, this raccoon's badass. I like how sometimes they have like normal looking animals, like with this little rat boy, but then like they got like fantasil, like ones wearing clothes. Like, why does this hamster get clothes and this rat doesn't get clothes? Alex, thank you so much for the, I don't know what currency that is. I think it's DKK. Is that a kroner? Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Oh, it's midnight for you? My goodness, sir, you should go to bed. Thank you so much. I would love to get a pack of cards. 200. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I will absolutely have a safe and wonderful day. You too, sir. When you wake up tomorrow morning, I hope it's grand, glorious, and wonderful for you. Nice. Thank you so much for the $30 donation. Let's look at these other. Look at this shark. Oh, that would be terrifying to see. Have you guys played? What was that underwater game that I was playing that's terrifying with all the monsters? You crash land and like then something explodes. Subnautica. Have you guys played Subnautica? Because it's terrifying and it reminds me of Subnautica. I would not want to see that in that. Look at this goat. He stole somebody's boot. This cat though. This reminds me of Jack. Not coloring wise, like my boy is darker than this, but like floof wise, majesticness wise, it reminds me of my cat. This goblin is very spiky, and I approve. And then the raccoon's just so good. He's got forks! What a terrifying weapon. It's Denmark Kroner, thank you. Perfect. I think that's what we said, right? Yep. Perfect. Thank you so much. Alex, I really appreciate it. You were wonderful, sir. Man, okay. I had a lot of fun here. I don't know what else to ramble about at this point. And we've been going for almost 3 hours. Oh, and we're
When do you plan to stream?
okay, that's a great call. Let's go ahead and actually, because we're starting to drop frames, actually, I noticed too. So let's go ahead. I'll get back to this.
I see that.
Just started, I think. I don't think it's been going for super long. But, okay, because we are dropping a little bit of frames at this point, and we've been going for about almost 3 hours now, and I think that's a great way to get back into streaming and everything. It has been super thrilling for me to be able to hang out with you guys. Thank you so much for all the donations, all the new subs. Welcome to you all. Hello, kitties. The kitties are coming up to say hi. They've actually adjusted to the new place really well, which has been great. Exactly, Subnautica. Yes, that is exactly what I was talking about with Subnautica earlier. Terrifying game. I love it though. It's a good kind of horror that I enjoy. It's so good. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll play that at some point and you guys can watch me wig out over the giant underwater sea creatures that could kill me and drown me, and it would be very scary at another point. But I think we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. And the next time I'm going to stream, I think will be... I actually don't have... Did you have a good plan? I'm actually...